whatever. What was that doctor?
Kevorkian.
Yeah, we need that guy.
We're live now.
Perfect. Well, everybody just left. All right, what's up, everybody?
What's happening?
Fucking A. StreamYard is a piece of fucking shit, dude.
Hot trash.
I don't give a fuck if this is monetized or not. I guarantee I would say the same shit that I hope StreamYard. I don't want the people to be unemployed, but I'd like them to either figure their shit out or go out of business.
Google's very mad that I signed in on this computer.
I'd like, realistically, for them to all keep their jobs, but I'd like StreamYard to be a better piece of software as well. So Trevor streams with something called like Melons app or something like that. I'm not fucking with you, and I know it sounds like I am, but I'm not.
That sounds like a little,
Trev's got a couple 1-2 melons.
Schmub.
Trev's got a couple 1-2 melons on that chest of his too. So
what's happening, everyone?
Sean still looks pale. Yep. Oh, that's a water bottle. You know what? I appreciate you cheering up my night right off the rip, David. I do. Okay, listen. We got shit to do tonight. We got important work that needs to be done. Okay? We appreciate you guys waiting because we were later than normal. Partially StreamYard's fault.
Yeah, mostly StreamYard's fault.
Come to find out, we've never done a Cigar Club sponsored stream in StreamYard.
Nope.
In StreamYard, you can't actually adjust logos, so you have to set up a Photoshop, a blank background Photoshop, and then put the logo where you want it, then import it in StreamYard so it's in the spot you want it on the screen.
Whereas Streamlabs, you just drop it on there and then just resize it and put it wherever you want, spin it, invert it, do whatever you want. It doesn't care. What are you doing? Oh, the focus is way off. I had to do it by myself.
If we're not in focus now, never will be. So, okay. So
that was me just reaching forward and trying to turn the focus and look into the screen.
Fucking nightmare. So here's what we're doing tonight, chat. Clearly, tonight's live stream is
drinking, getting tanked.
Cigar.
Oh.
May or may not have just shot 3 ounces right into my fucking gullet. So, cigarclub.com is tonight's live stream sponsor. And as you guys know, we talk about them all the time, but subscription-based cigar
service
people
that is personalized to you.
And listen, for real, bullshit aside, Dave and Griff, fucking awesome dudes, putting out cool shit. So if you guys go over there and check them out, like I said, subscription service, go check out Customs for real. Because
every other month, if you're not a big smoker.
I just talked to Dave tonight, and Dave is about to be Dave's sending us some of the new Customs. We're going to do a video on them, like a pairing video.
Yep.
So that's going to be coming up. I don't know when he's sending them. Him and I were just texting literally like an hour and a half ago. That video is going to come out in the next couple Saturdays, I'd imagine. So if you want to do pairing videos with us, you sign up for Cigar Club Customs. You do BJ20, you get 20% off your first month. And there's a new custom coming out like damn near right now. So,
or if you're just signing up, you can use code Bourbon Junkies, get 30% off your first box.
Do it. The customs, I'm telling you guys, if you don't have customs, you're missing immediately. So,
all right, I'm gonna bring this up. I can't read it over there. Krill. What's up, boys? Should I pull the trigger on Papper 10, 12, 15? No.
Fuck it. Rip
Hell
it.
no.
Send it. Fuck it.
Oh, that's too much.
Not do it. Hey.
Look, Cheech.
Look at
for us. Thanks, Cheech.
Look at me right now. You and I have to have an honest conversation before we bring Mike from Penelope on, right?
Okay.
This man just asked us if he should spend $2,400 on whiskey.
Yep.
If you ever look at me and you say, should I spend $2,400 on whiskey? That means you have $2,400 to spend on whiskey and not care, right? Yup, do it. Fucking send it, dude. Actually, you know what? Instead,
money.
I'm backtracking.
Turbo money.
I'm backtracking. Instead, buy King of Kentucky.
Oh.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck Pappy, dude. Buy 2 King of Kentuckys, live the rest of your, live the next 1.5 liters of whiskey happy. So
quick math,
but
story checks out.
I did a good job. But so here's what we're doing tonight. So as you guys know, especially if you're patrons, you know this because I've been talking about it a lot in Say the Junkies. One of the things that we're working on is working with Penelope on doing a blend, like a Bourbon Junkies blend with Penelope, right? So it's going to be in a label bottle, very similar to this, with a very similar label to that. But we're going to blend it. So Mike from Penelope and Danny from Penelope have been playing with the blends. Sean's moving shit. It's distracting the fuck out of me.
I see that.
So, but we've been playing with the blends. They've been playing with the blends, and we're figuring out what we're doing now. One of the reasons to do the blends off the rip was a higher yield, right?
We're gonna need this.
Shut the fuck up for a second.
Gonna need.
I'm talking. Fucking A. One of the reasons for the blend was to do a higher yield product for patrons, because one of the things we've had is like the single barrels have been shorter than normal.
Well, Dan likes to pick the shortest barrel he can.
The
for
best
himself.
barrels. Cheers.
It was the worst one. Ask anyone that got both of them.
But I did buy 15 shirts from Into the AM. Oh,
and some undies.
Enjoy the shit out of those.
They're comfy. That's about all I wear now.
His name reminds me of Krillin from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
and I like, Krillin's kind of a bitch. So I'm sorry that it reminds me of that, but we love you and thank you for super chat. Now, here's the thing. What I want to say was,
good
with the Penelope stuff, the idea was to do a higher yield, right? Well, then I meet Mike and Danny, and they're the coolest fucking guys in the world. And when I tell you guys, like, there are people, right? I told you guys this with Father Time, Sir Jeremy Sires himself, Alec from Alec and Bradley Cigars, obviously our type of people. These guys are our people. So Mike was like, dude, fucking shoot for the moon. Let's do it we'll do a ton of projects. Like, let's do whatever.
Yeah.
So this is the first project we're doing with Penelope. There's plenty more to come. These are blending kits, though. There's samples in here. There's science things in here. There's dripper droppers, and there's tubes and shit to measure things. So we're going to do that tonight with Mike. We're going to start blending this. We're going to figure it out. Here's the one thing that we can't mimic. Is it sitting like being vatted? We can't mimic that on stream.
So I figured what we would do is try to find like a couple that we like tonight, put into some sample bottles. Try them a little bit later. See what happens.
I was gonna cap some Glens, but we can do that too. I don't care which way.
We have a mountain of sample bottles over there.
I know, but did you wash any? Because I didn't.
The sample bottles? Chuck them in. They're fine.
I know, but I don't want to skip a blend because we got a tainted sample bottle. You and I have had some tainted sample bottles.
We can open a new pack. Brand new pack.
You know what? I'm gonna leave. You know what? Let's do it this way. You put yours in the sample bottles. I leave mine in Glenn's. Let's see what turns out.
Okay.
This just proves that I'm smarter than Sean and that he does science things. So,
Not
okay.
Long.
Listen. I don't think we have anything else to talk about yet right now. Right? Are we good?
I was letting you go, man.
I feel like I nailed it.
I tried to grab the mouse back because you threw it away.
Well, you're like distracting the shit out of me.
And you were like, fuck you.
That's a spider.
Dead.
It's real dead. It's dry. You know, spiders have to be wet.
There. You're busting legs off, and it's going towards my whiskey.
Okay. Sam and Bobby are in chat. What's up, Sam and Bobby?
I love you guys.
I see a lot of people we love in chat. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out. So, just so you guys know, okay, Sam, or it's definitely Sam because she said you sluts. She said you sluts are sassy tonight. It's been one of those weeks. Hey, when you got to go into work every day, and I can't even access our shit at work. Oh man, it drives me fucking nuts.
They block everything,
buddy. I can't get to drive.
I get that.
Can't get to Gmail. Well, I know why. People sending shit to drive from Gmail.
Yep.
Can't get to the tubes. I can't get to anything. Can't get to the Patreons. I can do it on my phone, but my phone's on the Wi-Fi. Then I have to disconnect.
Jamie said we should buy a baby dishwasher. So eventually, the plan is to get one of those in the new building. Someone today was like, "Hey, lumber prices going down." I was like, "Yeah, for the wholesalers, not for the consumers."
I commented on it. I said, "You know what? Just went to Lowe's, $70 piece of OSB." So false, sir.
Yeah,
not yet. It is, but it's not for us yet. So, okay,
shit's still expensive.
Thank you guys for being here. These bottles eventually, these are going to be released like our barrel picks. Our? That's not even the right fucking word.
I mean, it's close.
It's really close, but spelled completely differently.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the same number of letters, though.
So hopefully we can get these to go through Bourbon Outfitters like we do with our picks, but these are going to go to patrons and use the tier system like the picks do, just so you guys have a heads up, because I know that comment's going to be left on this video at some point in time. Where can I get it eventually? Blah, blah, blah. That's where it's going to be. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Mike from Penelope, the man himself.
Hopping in, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
Myth the legend.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
It was a good opening, man. I love this. I'm not a StreamYard fan either, so I'm with you guys on that. But the green room was cool. I got to watch the whole opening. That was awesome.
See, that's how I know we were like already friends. Is like we got StreamYard and Mike's like, fuck StreamYard.
I know, yeah. I should have come in stronger with the stronger. You know what? Fuck StreamYard.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. Good. Just just kind of holding together. I was telling the guys earlier, congratulations. My partner just had twin girls. And we're a lean organization, so all of a sudden I'm like working on production stuff which Danny normally picks up. So it's been a little crazy the past few days, but
You know, you should have done. You should have been like, he had 8 babies at one time, and they don't know what they're gonna do. They thought it was triplets. Come to find out, octets. You know what I mean?
He's got a lot of babies right now.
They definitely know that. No one's ever been like, 2, they're still coming. What's happening?
Oh, one. How many names did you guys pick out?
The heck's going on here? Yeah. So congrats, Danny, if you're watching. Cheers, buddy.
Oh yeah, man. Congrats, Danny. I hope if he's not watching right now, I hope at some point he gets a little bit of downtime and he sees it. Humongous congratulations, dude. That's freaking awesome. So
I was telling you this weekend, he was emailing me on like Saturday, like 4 hours after the babies were born. I was like, what are you doing? And it was like about barrels. It wasn't even anything big. It was like, hey, the barrel inventory is not updated. I was like, what the hell are you doing, man?
You're like, hey,
no, it's not. But why
shut
do you
up.
know that?
Yeah. Stop looking because fuck it right now, you know?
Yeah, man. But good to be here, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough for coming on.
Yeah, eventually we'll do this again someday in the future, and we'll have you and Danny come on together and we can shoot the shit, or we do another project or whatever the hell's working on at that time. So
heck yeah.
But okay, so now here's the thing. So Mike doesn't know this. So there's one person in chat who has one of these blending kits. It's somebody that's local to us that's been a part of the channel forever, right? Literally from the beginning.
Sees him in chat too.
So he gave us our first set of samples for like a whiskey war from like not that we didn't put together, right? Like ever. I met him in a Kmart parking lot, dude. Like this is like and I had no idea he watched the channel at the time. And then he told me, he's like, I watched the channel. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? We have literally 14 people that watch the channel. One of you lives here. You know what I mean? So, but he's in chat. I know he put together some blends. One of the reasons he has a sample kit is the man's palate, at least for us, is like top notch. Like we love the guy to death.
And that's why he picked my bullet blend.
And he unfortunately had a slip up one time. He may or may not have had COVID, unconfirmed.
Okay.
Did select the same barrel as Sean at a barrel pick we did, unfortunately. So, dude, he looked at me in that video and was like, I don't want to pick Sean's, but I did. Like, I don't even know what to tell you.
Because it was better.
But, so this is technically the second blending project we've ever done.
Yes.
The first one would be the Whistle Pig, the red label.
Mm-hmm. The bespoke blend.
I'm going to be completely honest. We went and did the Whistle Pig experience, I'll call it, for like the barrel picks, the barrel selection program out there.
Yep.
Their bespoke blend where you can blend the red label with the different like wine finishes and stuff. The problem is they just did a good job with the red label. It's just low proof. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to do a better job than Dave Pickerel did with the red label. You know what I mean?
Because we blended something. We're like, oh, that's pretty close. And we're like, wow, it's really close to what the regular offering is.
And Dave's is still a little better.
Yep.
So, like, we're not really, like, this is like a barrel pick or whatever is a fucking disaster. You know what I mean?
Wait, what was the proof on it? What was the proof on the
really
Whistle
low.
Pig?
They're like 90. So the red labels are like 90 and change.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
I don't know where that one is.
And all you're doing is blending, like, you're blending, they give you, what was it, 3 different wine finish whiskeys
you
together?
get Sauternes, Port, and Cabernet.
Something.
That's pretty cool.
But the thing is, and that's why I emailed you that one day, because you threw that pamphlet in with the blending kits.
Yes.
In Whistle Pig sticks, we've extremely strict.
You have to use at X%, maximum of X%.
Right. And so that's why when I emailed you, I'm like, hey man, I just want to clarify this is on the pamphlet. Do we need to use these percentages? You know what I mean? And you're like, dude, listen, let's just make some really good shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like, we made those pamphlets like a year ago. We didn't even know what the product was. I was like, dude, you could throw that out. We just like to include them because it makes it look like real professional.
It does. They look great. And
I ordered a shitload on Vistaprint. And I was like, just use them. They look good.
Dude. And like, well, realistically, like they have like spots where you can write down the blends and write down stuff too in them. So I get it. But when you said you were like,
except for what Dan's talking about, we got that.
Yeah, look at that. Doesn't that look pretty?
It looks fantastic.
Looks great. It looks so, and so that took us a while. And then I like, and things are changing with our business all the time. So like, you could do a one pager and it's like different the next day.
Right.
And with those, I must have ordered like 500 of those things. and I still have like 490 of them. So I was like, just put pamphlets in everything. I'm going to send those out as direct mailers, just to anybody.
You're like, listen, I'm going to need you to put those pamphlets in literally everything we do for the next 2 years. Like, I don't care what
it in your Sunday newspaper.
Yeah, they come do a barrel pick, just hand them a pamphlet when they walk in, see what they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just
we blending. No, but I want you to have that.
Yeah, just in case. Use 20% of the barrel that you select today, right now. You know what I mean?
Guaranteed.
But man. So it's interesting how this all worked out. You and I started talking on Instagram a little while back, and Penelope isn't in Michigan, on shelves at least. And you were like, hey man, you want to try some stuff? And it was like, hell yeah. Cause I talked to John from Dad's Drinking Bourbon.
Yeah.
And John's a great dude. And I started talking to John, and I know that they've had Penelope stuff on a lot. I believe maybe you and Danny have both been on Dad's Drinking Bourbon before.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah. John and Zeke, we're good friends with them. They're good guys. We love those guys.
And John speaks highly. I've never spoken to Zeke, but John speaks highly of you guys. And then when you said that, I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Why not? And something that was super cool is, and it doesn't happen all the time, but like, you were like, I'll just shoot them your way and you just let me know what you think. Like, don't worry. You don't have to make videos. You don't have to do anything where I'm not asking you for whatever, and you shot them over. And dude, the one night I'll never forget this moment of opening up that Black Label blend. And I just changed my whole life, dude. I swear to God, it's this one. I know which one it is because it's almost empty. I love this bottle so damn much.
I think I've had about that much of that bottle.
I remember that one. I think that's blend 161.
This is batch number 21-161. So I assume you're right.
Yeah.
This is such a
good one.
It's such a good blend. I put it in a flask every time I go somewhere and I know I'm going to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Because you get the proof's at 115, but somehow it drinks like so easy and perfect. It's fantastic. But
that's awesome.
Dude, it's great. You know what it's really good for is movie theater whiskey. It's such good movie theater whiskey. I put it in a flask. I take that flask into the movie theaters. I tell them I need a cup, and then I pour it in the cup.
I don't know if you're supposed to be able to do that, but
legally, it was a closed course, so I didn't. You know what I mean? But it's so good, man. But yeah, you guys are doing cool shit, and you guys are putting out really great stuff. So,
no, I appreciate it, man.
I'm glad that it worked out in a way in which we ever started communicating. Because otherwise, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that it would have happened that way. So
that's the beauty of social media, man. You just gotta make connections. Zuckerberg, guy's gonna take over the world eventually.
Gosh dang Zuckerberg.
He's out surfing, and we're here chatting on his platform. You know what I mean?
Fucking StreamYard.
I stand by that.
But yeah, man. So you guys have a lot of stuff going on. You guys obviously have the red label. We'll talk about Penelope a little bit before we get into the blending part, so people have a better idea on what's going on with you guys. But so you guys have the red label, right? Small batch 4 grain.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys are obviously pretty transparent about like the blends and stuff on, especially on the black labels, like where they're from. I mean, hell, this one literally has the percentages on the back of the blend. Like,
I know, but by the way, that's so funny that everyone I might have to tweak that a little bit because everyone thought that was the mash bill. So, and I was like, no, that's the blend breakdown. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And even as of today, I got a question. They're like, it says 4 grain, but there's only 3 on the back. And I was like, oh yeah, it's this, and this. So I don't know. We're always making tweaks to everything. It's kind of like, you kind of live and learn. We're basically figuring a lot of this out as we go. This is only our second full year in business. Dude, so it's like we're just kind of figuring it out.
This is one of my favorite things that the first time I think we had a Zoom call, me, you and Danny around there, and I'm like, are you guys gonna what are you guys doing in the future? Like contract distill, you guys sourcing, whatever? You go, I don't know, man, we'll figure it the fuck out. I was like, I'm still in on these guys. I can't tell, I can't say it enough. It's crazy. I love it.
I don't even know what I'm doing this weekend, like let alone anything else.
Right.
But that's what's fun about it. You just kind of move and you got to just kind of move on the fly. Like, shit, I got pamphlets, put them in there.
Right.
I was going to say that makes it so there's never a dull moment.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely.
Well, the thing is as long as you're doing a good job, everybody's happy. You know what I mean? As long as the whiskey you put out's good, as long as, like some of the craft tax on some stuff is like wildly, ridiculous. Like asininely high, like $80 bottles of like 2-3-year-old whiskey or whatever. And it's like that people get frustrated and that turns people off the brands. And you guys are out here putting out really good stuff for the $40, $50 price range, right? So, Robert said, is Penelope available in Iowa?
No, I was just in Iowa though. My step family lives in Iowa. I think you could actually Iowa. So the control states are tricky, for small company like controls. So with PA, we have a good thing with PA because we just ship it right to their distribution centers, and we're based in Jersey, so that's a little bit easier. North Carolina, we have a lot, but it's all special order in North Carolina. We did because I have some family in Iowa over in Davenport and Bettendorf. We just got set up. So for special orders, so people can order it and we'll figure out a way to ship it there.
How many states are you guys in right now?
We're in 16 states.
Okay.
And mostly it's mostly that Eastern seaboard, with the exception of Illinois, Colorado, Tennessee, and few in the Midwest. So Nebraska, Wisconsin, but mostly that Northeast piece is where we started. We're from Jersey. So when I first started, we were just selling it from my car. It was amazing. So I'd never been in this industry before. So I'm like, wait a second. And it took forever to get a permit in New Jersey. And what's funny is I still don't even have my official license in New Jersey. So in Nebraska, I'm not even kidding. Nebraska was probably about an hour to get a liquor license. I think I got a fishing license.
I feel like that's the most Jersey thing ever. It's just like, we just opened my trunk and we sold it.
But I'm serious. Yeah, it was great. So people didn't know that. They're so used to going through like a wholesaler at the time. So I would pack up my car with like 20, 30 cases and just drive around everywhere. And I would, when someone would actually buy it, they didn't expect to get it right then and there.
Right.
They'd be like, oh, great, yeah, just ship it. We'll get it set up this weekend. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not coming back here for at least another couple of weeks. I'd go on my back and I just like, here you go, man. And then I'd be like, all right, dude, I just need you to sign the QuickBooks, just, for legality purposes.
That might be the best story I've actually ever heard about distribution in whiskey in my entire life.
We'll take two cases. All right, yeah, let me go grab it.
And there were times I would drop it off and they would only do it if I stuck around for another hour or 2 hours to just sell them out.
What a cool, but that's fucking awesome though, because the amount of we're just going to make this work, right? Like we have a product and let's make it fucking work. The amount that goes into that, that story is exactly that. And it's awesome. That's why it's so cool.
It's still a grind. Every day is a grind, but it's, look, at the end of the day, it's MGP. They make great whiskey.
Right.
And nobody knows who we are, and we still look at everything we do that way. No one knows who you are. It's not going to sell itself.
Sure.
So you got to go out there and sell it.
Yeah, dude, this is why you're our people. It just that's the mentality, man. The mentality and the attitude is perfect. Now I will say, when you said I was selling out of my car, I swear to God, I pictured you in Jersey. We're talking street corners.
Oh yeah,
trunk
100%.
open.
Yep,
cases open. Do you guys like whiskey? And they're like, kinda. And you're like, I got something for you, dude. 100%.
I just assumed he was following a food truck and was like, fuck it. They're popped up here. Like, here I go.
Dude, I got a big jacket. He popped the jacket open. I just got bottles. What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you need? I got it for you. Yeah.
Red or black.
One of each label color. You got a little white, red, black in there. And
one of the best delivery stories we have was somehow, and it was hard to get this one, but I was emailing this poor lady 10,000 times. It was Newark Airport, which is big. And that was before COVID. So a lot of on-premise. She finally was like, just stop emailing me. I'll bring in a case. I was like, amazing. She's like, well, you need a commercial delivery truck. I'm like, no. Our cars got the license because we were set up as a wholesaler. And I go, Danny, you live closer to Newark. They do deliveries at Newark Airport at 5 a.m. You got it. Can you take this one on? I live an hour and a half away. Danny's like, fine. So when you do the deliveries at Newark Airport at 5 a.m, it's all 18-wheelers bringing in all the food, everything for a big major airport. And then there's Danny driving on the tarmac with a little sticker on the side of his little SUV and just dropping stuff off. And we still have the video, and to this day, it's just funny, man. He's just fucking guy.
Dude, that's amazing.
Well, yeah,
that story is absolutely incrable. That's the best story that we've had.
But the one thing about it, though, is interesting is we learn the business the most that way.
Right. Right.
Just doing it.
And but there's also something that comes with the way that you guys made it happen with like the passion aspect, right? There's a lot of people, especially with the celebrity aspect in whiskey right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people with like, hey, there's a lot of money in whiskey. Let's just do whatever we can to get the money right now, like immediately. And
all they're doing is signing their name on it, really.
Well, and somebody's like sourcing whiskey that maybe people don't actually want, right? But then you attach a celebrity to it, so more people buy an initial release and whatnot. Mm-hmm. The fact that you're like out there, like let's fucking do it, like let's go, let's make it happen. We got to get it there. One of us is gonna fucking literally drive it there, dude. I mean, it's the exact opposite of that, man. It's the exact opposite. It's we're gonna put in the work to make this happen, and then we're gonna make it work on top of that. You guys have a good product. I don't think that's the debate, right? It's like
I appreciate
distribution's a nightmare. Anybody who's dealt with distribution in Michigan, it's a disaster. We had our Sagamore barrel pick sit 2 hours south of us in a distributor's warehouse for 3 weeks, and we weren't allowed to touch it. It's all bottled and it's all paid for and it's all in the state, but we can't get it, right? And it's like, dude, what a night! It's everybody that works in any of that stuff is like, distributors are a nightmare often. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not we've had them deliver store picks to wrong stores.
Gosh dang middlemen.
It's crazy, but so that's super cool.
Yeah, man.
So Tony Mercury said, any on-premise events coming up? I'm assuming he's talking about at Penelope.
He's not talking about us.
I highly doubt he's talking
When's the next Bourbon Junkies event? I'm in.
Yeah, we'll have 4 people in the hut. It'll be full.
Yeah. And by the way, if you guys see me going like this, I got like 10 million flies in my house. Like, they're everywhere. So I'm like constantly trying to swat them away. We've always got a couple this fall. We got a lot of events. There's the American Whiskey Convention in Philly in September. Most of the big events are starting in September. We're going to be at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival in September. There's a couple in Jersey, depending on where you are, but 2 hours away. I'm not sure if you're upstate New York or Long Island or Philly, or South Jersey, but
do you guys
feel free to email me, Michael at penelopebourbon.com. We can definitely find something.
There you go. Do you do on-site stuff at all with Penelope stuff or no?
Like on-site?
Like, like with you guys, like at barrel picks at location.
Well, we were always outsourcing everything. So when we started, like, I originally, the only thing I would have LLC'd the business with my home address, but you can't, according to New Jersey, you can't start a liquor business from your house. Literally, that was the rule.
That's fair.
So I had a little spot, but we partnered with like Castle and Key out of Frankfurt, Strong Spirits, and obviously we're sourcing from MGP. So up till, heck, we always had our own warehouse in Roselle, New Jersey.
Sure.
So it just turned out the warehouse, which was kind of a crazy spot. It was an old alcohol chemical factory from the 70s. The problem is when they closed down, they never took any of the alcohol. Like it's not real good alcohol, bad alcohol.
Shit. I'm like, dude, you're the new Orphan Barrel. Yeah. Listen,
no, that's drain cleaners, but they left.
They left drain cleaner. I think it was like nail polish remover, to be honest with you. I remember when we were trying to clean it out once to get just our warehouse for our finished goods. I pick up, these are the stainless steel barrels with like the stuff that Joker was made out of. And I would pick it up and the whole bottom would come out. And it was all like that nasty. Like, I'm not in a, fast forward 50 years and I'm screwed.
Daniel Middendorf said, you're not a Giants fan, right?
Oh, gosh.
Are you Giants
Well, they
fan?
suck, so it's okay if I say I am.
There you go.
It's like the Lions.
I'm a Giants, Yankees, and I like for basketball, it's like I don't really have a preference. Nets, Knicks, whatever. But Giants and Yankees are my team.
There's so many sports teams in that one place.
Yeah, like,
gosh, man.
A lot of people live right there.
Barely have a football team here.
we got the Devils too. So it's like we actually did well. The Devils were good for a while in hockey when I was going through high school in the 90s with Martin Brodeur. We had a squad, and then I lost interest. So
Daniel Mindorf just said, sad. Listen, I give Daniel Mindorf shit because his last name reminds me of Lord of the Rings because of like Middle Earth type shit, right? So he doesn't have, there's not a lot of legs to stand on for him, but okay, so real quickly, we'll cover like your guys' normal line real quick. So I want people to have like an understanding of what each is, because people ask from time to time, like, should I buy the red label, the white label, the black, like the different ones, right? Yep. And then we'll get into blending a little bit because I haven't started yet. Sean started tinkering a little bit over here.
I had one in my mind that
He's a chemist. So.
I wanted to make. I wanted to let it sit a little bit, and I am a chemist.
I forgot. I was talking to somebody the other day. Who was I talking to? I'm like, Sean's like a chemist or something like that, and I'm on the phone, and so he can't see these, so I have to like sell like the fake chemist shit. And so I was like, Sean's like a chemist or something like that, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, he'd love that nerd shit. And the guy started laughing because the guy goes, yeah, I'm a chemist too. I'm like, that's my bad because I don't know. I can't remember who I was talking to, but I'm like, I don't know you like I know Sean.
Yeah.
So when I say that nerd shit, I'm not trying to be offensive. But okay.
Only to me.
So yeah,
no one else.
100%.
Yeah.
So okay, so you guys have a white label Penelope, a red label Penelope, and then a black label Penelope, but there's 2 different black labels as far as I know, right?
Yeah. I'll explain that in a little bit. That's a whole other racket. So with the our first expression, when we went to MGP for that first time, we kind of was like deer in headlights. We didn't really know what, like, I've never even been to a whiskey tasting, I think, ever at the time. Danny and I, my partner, we both love whiskey. Penelope's my 2.5-year-old. At the time, my wife and I were trying to have kids for a long time. And, it just starts to kind of wear on you a little bit. And we found out we were having a girl. We knew that was the name if we were having a girl. And I just was like, that's got a great ring for a bourbon.
Right.
It just was different. Right. So when we went to MGP, I think we didn't really know much, but we were like, we should try to do something lighter, a little bit more approachable. Like, I just want to like amplify that word smooth. Like, right. It's not even like if you ever see that in like a tasting note, you're like, what's smooth? Like, so right. I just wanted to make something for that was folks new to getting into bourbon or, just an easy sipper, just something light, approachable, super simple to drink. And we kind of just figured it out on the fly. Like, it was that first meeting at MGP. I really like the 21 rye mash bill. Like, that's the one I started gravitating towards.
I'm with you. Yep. I'm 100% with you on that.
I love that. I really like that mash bill. And then Danny was like real into this 99% corn, which I don't even know how.
Really?
He loves it. Like, loves it. He could drink it on its own all day long. I'm like,
I like how you're like, what an idiot.
Like, he's probably watching this. I'm like, Danny. And he gets all mad at me because I'm like, dude, that's a blending bourbon. And he's like, no, It's just great. I'm like, all right. So
it's Canadian whiskey, buddy.
Yeah. And then the 45 wheat. So I don't know, we just like these mashes. And then MGP was like, because they don't really say much. They're just they're in the business of selling barrels, like not trying to like help you come up with a profile. It's more just like, which ones. So I remember I kept trying to because I didn't really know what I was doing. So Danny and I were really purely taking like a consumer approach. Like, well, do you like it? And then the Barry from MGP was like, well, I try like putting them together. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So we've actually blended all 3 of them. And knowing that what we knew now, it's like that you still need to wait a day and like really understand it. I was like, oh, this is great. Like right out of the gate. And we both liked it. And they were like, well, it's a 4-grain. And I'm like, put that on the front of the label. I was like, wait, what's a 4-grain? And, it's just like a lot of this learning. Like, we weren't that, like, we loved bourbon, but we weren't like, it was such a learning curve, right? Sure. Like, especially some of the more minute details. So anyway, that was the blend, and we wanted to do it at 80 proof because I needed a product to go up against, right? And I like, I got friends of mine in high school. I couldn't get them to stop drinking Jim Beam if my life depended on it.
Right. Sure.
I could give them I can give them free Penelope for the rest of my life, and they're still gonna have handles of Beam and Coke. Like, it's just not it's not worth. But I felt that Basil Hayden could be someone that you could maybe get in there, and especially with in-store tastings, like, oh, before you grab that Basil, why don't you try this one? It's high corn, high wheat, sweeter than maybe a rye kind of spicier profile like Basil's. And that's been our model since. And then every product we've introduced since then has been the same 3 bourbon mash bill. Like, we've never deviated barrel strength. We have a rosé cast finish, these toasted series, private selects. It's just been in this realm, and I'll be honest, it's kept us hyper focused. And we've our first couple batches were a little dicey, it's kept us like kind of honed in and like really focused on this particular area, which I think has been good for us, right? To just kind of get better at our craft.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not comparing what Sean and I do to what you guys do because it's drastically less impressive. But
just a cat.
Sean and I started this channel So one of so like Mash Bill 2, Sean's favorite's Rock Hill Farm, right?
Mhm.
Like one of Sean's favorite weeders is Weller 107. So in one of our first videos, Sean absolutely shit on both of those whiskeys and said they were both terrible.
Yeah, I did.
And like I'm in that same video talking about how like I can't believe like $60 for a bottle of whiskey. You know what I mean? Like but things change as you get more involved and as you learn more and you grow in whatever hobby or whatever you're doing, right? When you grow, you learn as long as you're interested and passionate about it. So it's cool that you came from that place. Like you said, a consumer standpoint, we go on single barrel picks and we're like, we just did Wilderness Trail and we're sitting there and there's what, 6 bourbons?
Yes.
It's like, which ones don't we like? You know what I mean? Just off the
Yeah.
rip.
Yeah.
Are there some we just don't like? And then there's 3 we don't like. All right, cool. So let's just pick one of the 3 we do like. You know what I mean? And so I don't think there's anything flawed with that mindset, especially when what you're trying to do is get something on the market, something you like, hoping other people follow along, you know, but it's interesting. I think that mindset, it seems really simplistic, but I think that mindset, it's really effective.
A little bit different than I think how most brands do things.
Yes.
It's like, what can we just sell to people?
Right. Can we put a giant age statement on it? Can we put, like now everything's barrel proof. Everything didn't used to be barrel proof, but now everything's like, what's the highest proof we can put on it? What's the oldest age statement we can put on it?
Best buzzword we
what's
can get.
What's the biggest celebrity name we can attach to it? There's a lot of stuff like that now, but
yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, when we went to market now looking back on it, but like this was we really officially launched probably September 2019. So we had all of last year. 2020 was our first full year in business, right?
Okay.
But when we first went to market, we thought we were so cool. And then looking back at it, it was a 2-year 80 proof. And now, but we thought, but that was delicious for us. And honestly, it's actually that. I mean, the age actually, our barrels are always now increasing in age. We have target age ranges for each product, but at the time, it was like, we genuinely felt that it was a very good product, based on what we had, and we still kind of stand by it. So it's pretty cool.
So is the white label 80 proof then? Is that what that
is?
It
is, yeah.
Okay.
And part of it was sorry, what's that?
So the white label is your entry bourbon or entry whiskey, I should say. Yeah.
I remember why, because I remember, I don't know. I just was like, look, like we're 2 guys from New Jersey. Like you got to do something different other than maybe like adding like cinnamon flavor to it.
Sure.
And so I don't know. We were just like, everyone's going 90, 95 on that kind of entry. I just said, whatever everyone's doing, we got to do the opposite.
Sure.
And so that's why we went to 80. And that's when we started looking at basils. And usually now with our strategy, with our wholesalers and everything, it's like, well, maybe put us up against there. And we got kind of a narrative. We're a little bit less expensive.
Right. A little Pepsi challenge action there, realistically.
Pepsi. Yeah. And we do well with people named Penelope. If there's a Penelope in the household, it's usually a shoo-in.
Right. Well, so I think that because like you said, you have friends who will drink Jim Beam white label no matter what, right?
No matter what.
They'll drink like whatever. Like, I mean, some people are so tied to that stuff that realistically your target audience has to shift a little bit, right? Because you meet those people and you're like, try this, and you're like, that's pretty good. And then they go buy Jim Beam white label again.
Yeah, I appreciate the sample.
That's just what they know. It's just normal and it's habit actually at some point in time, right? But we were just talking to a distiller blender. I don't know what he considers himself, Justin.
Yeah.
We were just talking to him. He's from a distillery in Michigan, and he's an awesome dude and he does a great job.
Yep.
And he was just telling us, he's like, people got to try and figure out something different. Like a lot, you can buy 4 or 5 year MGP now, and a lot of people figured that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, so one of the things is you got to figure out what you can do with it to make you not just another 5 year MGP.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And
yeah,
I think one of the interesting things with you guys is your guys' difference. One of the main differences is the 4 grain aspect to your whiskeys makes it drastically different, and you guys putting out the white label 80 proof and then the red label this is barrel proof 4 grain, right? The red labels are?
That's I think that's the latest one we just released was batch 7.
Okay. And this one right here is batch 6.
Batch 6.
This one's batch 7. And these are both 115 and 115.8 proof. And like, it's one of those things where, and then these black labels are single barrels and they're toasted, and you guys got the rose. Is it rose or rosé?
These are rosé.
Okay.
They're big rosé all day.
Right.
It's actually, and it's really good. But and honestly, that was part of the thing. Like nobody was doing. Like we were messing with sherry and some cognac and just some. I'm like McAllen's been doing sherry for since for I don't know for 1,000 years. So I said, if we're gonna do a cast finish, it's got to be something no one's ever done before.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
And because when you said that, I'm trying to think through some wine. So there's obviously High West with their double rye. They do some wild ass finishing.
Everything, anything they can put that whiskey in.
Damn near anything that came in wood at some point.
Yeah, they're like, just throw it in, see what happens.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I got a lot of High West double ryes and not a single rosé.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
but yeah, like what
Can we
Dan
send
said,
you guys I'll send you a bottle of rosé.
All right.
I don't know if you sent one out.
I'd love to try it.
Yeah.
I'll send it. It's light. It's actually, it was funny. We did it and we had all these delays last year during COVID. So we released the rosé I think it was mid-October, early November. And I remember when it went out, it was freezing cold. Might have even been snowing in the Northeast. And I kept telling Danny, I'm like, doesn't it feel like we're releasing a pumpkin ale during St. Patty's Day?
Like you hit the wrong point in summer to drop.
Yeah,
that.
I was like, whatever, just get it out.
People buy it. It's fine.
Here's the thing, man. I think honestly, so one of those things that happens like that is High West Midwinter Nice Dram in the winter. They drop that in the fall, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people get their hands on it late fall.
Mm-hmm.
Midwinter Nice Dram is not great during the summer. It's just not.
No,
it's too hot.
It's a winter whiskey.
In the winter, it's really good.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
it's they know what they're doing.
Not be a successful label dropped in July. It just wouldn't. But there are some things. There's a lot of their double rye finishes that are really good in the middle of the year.
Yeah,
and they're all
some of the wilder
wine finishes and they're right, whatever. But Daniel Petaway said, "Keep up the great work, guys. Super excited for Penelope blend. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. That.
I'll blend this winter."
And then
love it.
The Deathless Dog said, "Hey, Mike, are you guys going to take another stab at the cognac finish, or did you decide to move on? We killed the barrel strength last weekend."
Yeah, we had a 55-liter cognac going, and it was before our facility was really up and running. So we got our DSP in New Jersey. So we're bottling out of there for our basically anything with a black. So just our small batch stuff. It's R&D, the private select stuff that we can control in house. The cognac, we had that when it was still a warehouse, on all the, it just, we ran 2 trials on it, and both trials were so dramatically different, and the barrels are so expensive. So we just kind of said, let's wait, because with some of these, you have to, some of these barrel costs are real high. Okay. Especially cognac and sherry and some of them. So we just said, until we feel better about it, we're just going to push it off. But I know cognac's popular right now. I mean, I know Jefferson's has got a good cognac out right now.
Okay. Is that the rye? Is that a rye finishing cognac from Jefferson's?
I think, yep. So they got, I believe it's a rye. I mean, I know it's a cognac finish. If it's rye whiskey or not, I'm not sure.
Did Aiden say something?
Yeah.
Aiden super chat something. You going to read it?
No.
He said that Sean's too highbrow to drink, and I didn't read it.
No. He said this conversation is too highbrow for Sean. What a guy. Hey, how's my first blend treating you?
So Sean was playing with the tubes, as I call them, as us chemists call them.
No one calls it that.
Us chemists do agree on, we call them the tubes. But Sean blended something together, and if I'm being completely honest, it's drastically better than I expected it to be from Sean. Not from the whiskey, but from Sean specifically.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Daniel Mindorf. I'm going to answer the question for Mike. I can't imagine you guys are working on a Tabasco finish. I can't imagine.
Sounds cool, man. Get me the barrels. I'd love to try it.
Oh, no. Exact opposite.
Dude, got to keep going. If people aren't doing, we'll do it now. Yeah.
There you go.
We don't have Tabasco finish.
Thank God. Okay.
Do you even
What's Sean, what blend is which one did you?
So let's get into that. We'll play with the blends a little bit. Call it that.
You're saying what did I just blend up?
Yeah, which one were you? I thought you guys were trying to blend. I was gonna maybe see if I can tinker one up.
Put one together in without the batting. Before you get into that really quickly, so people know who are watching.
Yeah.
If you've blended whiskey together, you can do it right now. Grab 3 bottles and throw them together and smell it and taste it. and then cap that Glen like with something like a coin or something like that. And then come back the next day. I swear to God, it's drastically different.
Yeah, there's a mingling process.
Yeah. So, anyways, go ahead.
So this was before when we had not learned that we didn't have to use percentages that were in the pamphlet. I had this idea. So I did 10% A, 50% B, and 40% C.
Okay. I'm going to be completely honest. I'd like to be fully transparent.
Go ahead.
Right now. I'm going to be an honest gentleman.
Okay.
It's better than anything I did. All right. I just want to put it out there.
Okay.
Just put it out there. Now,
let's see.
I did, and I know, Mike, you said that Danny was working on some blends as well at some point in time.
Yeah.
I did a 15% A and then split the rest between B and C. Just evened them out. To be about 85.
Okay.
Give or take between the two.
I would love to watch you measure that.
So I'm not a chemist, though I am an engineer. I'm not a chemist, right?
Okay.
Not a real one. Like I'm like one like Sean is.
Yeah.
So here's what the pamphlet was actually, Mike. I never told you this. The pamphlet was actually really good for guiding me on measuring. So
oh, is that in there?
it was like make like a 10 mil blend.
Yeah.
And then because everything, like you do 3 mils, that's 30%.
Scaled. Yeah.
I never would have ever in my life thought that without that pamphlet.
I normally blend them to 20, so just double everything.
Okay.
Just because it gives you.
So 5 is 10.
Yeah. So
Right.
it gives you a bit more
Sure.
to let mingle, and you can taste it a couple times as it sits there.
Right.
So the only reason I ripped this one early is because I wanted to let it sit for a while.
Right.
So I could just do this and make people angry.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so funny though, because Danny's much more like detail oriented. Like when I do my blends, I shouldn't be saying this. When I do mine, that's why it's always Danny's like, that's like really now that when I do mine, I'm like, yeah, it's about 5.
That's Dan.
You and
I'm
me
like,
are the exact same person.
That was like 10, 11. I don't know. It's like, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm like, oh, that's really good, Danny. You should try this. He's like, well, what is it? I'm like, it's like 5, 10 and a half ish. Minor.
We're literally identical. You and me are the same, and Danny and Sean are the same people.
Like when Sean, when you were saying some of that stuff, I'm like, yeah, Danny is like, that's what he's like. All like he goes in. He loved I haven't used the term graduated cylinder. That's what those are, graduated cylinders.
Oh shit.
Yes, they are.
I have not used that term since junior year of high school.
There you go.
Dan never has.
And now I try to say it. I try to say graduated cylinder 5 or 6 times a week. Did you guys get those graduated cylinders? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just sounds cool. They're like, whoa, must be a chemist or something.
Sounds cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do before I get super into
Off
everything.
topic.
No, I'm gonna blend what Brandon told me his favorite blend that he put together was,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna cap it.
Was he within the guidelines? Did he use?
There's no guidelines.
Okay. You told him.
Mike said sky's the limit.
Okay.
Sky's the limit. You don't
Sky's
want
the
to
limit.
use one of the mashes. Do you guys want me to tell you the mashes, A, B, C?
Oh, can I guess? Because I'm 99% sure I know.
I definitely go for it.
Wait, that's the
Wait,
dumbest
wait.
shit I've ever said on this
I
channel.
like this because I would also like to guess.
Dude, why? I said that so confidently. I'm literally definitely wrong. Okay, I'm pretty sure on one of them. I'd like to rephrase my statement. I'd like to retract half of it. I'd like to guess A's mash bill. I believe it's an MGP 36% rye bourbon.
I would agree. I think that's the rye bourbon.
It's a rye bourbon.
Right. It's a high rye bourbon from MGP.
It's a 21 rye from MGP.
That's
Oh, wow.
21. Damn it.
Really?
Okay, I got the first
They had a
one,
little-
so
that
I'm
was a
not
little
guessing
different.
the next two.
And honestly, that's why we include that 21 because that was off profile from what we normally have from the 21 rise.
Okay, so now
Okay.
I don't have guesses on B and C. That was the one I thought I knew.
Oh,
Clearly didn't.
I would say wheat and then corn. I don't know. C's like super. C feels simple but sweet.
So what are B and C then?
You nailed it. B's the wheat, C's the corn.
Come on. You were like, oh yeah.
Mike, I'm a
Graduated cylinder.
We're gonna have to end this stream right now. I don't. I would have slipped you at 20 if you just called him an idiot. We could have.
I just feel like, dude, you nailed it. Nailed it.
Okay, so then C is corn bourbon though. Is that like a super high corn like the 99 you're talking about?
So we've used this as a 99% corn So it's going to jack up the mash bill. So the more of that C you use, the more it's going to be, you're getting, and when you look at the final mash bill of your blend, if you use more of the C, it's going to get up there in the 80% corn grain from a mash bill perspective.
Can I tell you what's funny? Is I knew for a fact, because there's a breakdown right here on this Black Label blend right here.
Yep.
And it says corn bourbon.
Yep.
So, we'll call that like a normal bourbon. It says rye or high corn bourbon. It says rye bourbon, which I'm assuming is like, 21, 30%, 36.
21,
rye.
yeah.
Yep. It says wheat bourbon. And I looked at that and I didn't guess one of these were wheater. So if I would have guessed, if we would have played this game and bet something on it, dude, I am out a lot.
What were you going to guess the third one was?
I
then?
don't actually know. And I said I knew, but I didn't know.
You actually
There's a light whiskey.
99.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you that wheat, we included that. Like, the wheat is the trickiest one because we dabbled mostly with MGP, but that wheat was very different than what we normally have.
So
and I was like, this is
base.
So
interesting.
You're using
the
the
wheat
wheat as the base.
Yeah.
Idiot. Okay, let me see what Brandon put together.
I hope it's similar to mine.
Okay, read Nick's super chat while I do this.
All right, I will read Nick's super chat. Nick Bernhardt said, "Love the show. Buddy owns 12 horses and must have 30 bottles of Penelope on display. Thoughts on Blood Oath Pack 7?"
Nice, man.
We've had Blood Oath Pack 7 like 9 times on stream because I feel like every time we bring it out, you don't know what you're doing.
It's
do you?
fine. I know, dude. I'm literally built from science. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Just one of these.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I just wring that thing out and I just squeeze it into this graduated cylinder.
Yeah, that's how a pipette works.
We call them the tubes, buddy. So, anyways, my problem is I actually know how to get the bubbles out correctly.
Does Mike have a high wheated bourbon? I thought that's what the wheat bourbon is.
Well, we had the 45 wheat.
Yeah.
We do have some. We actually have some really good old. They're still at MGP, but we have some 95.5 wheated whiskey barrels.
Oh wow!
That we were going to hold on to them until next year. They turn 9 in April. So
holy shit!
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever tasted a 95.5 wheat.
I'll send you some. They're actually really good.
Not that
that's an interesting mix right there. Which I know MGP is like, we'll do anything you want. Just let us know. We'll barrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get text messages and it's like, that was a good text. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Cause like when I think 95.5, I just think of the rye. Like default, it's their rye. I would never think of them doing that as the wheat.
Oh, yeah. They turned 9 in April. So that's that. So we haven't brought them back to Jersey or done anything with them, but every now and then I'll be like, dude, can you send me like a liter sample?
Are those ones that you bought younger and had them hold for a while?
What's that?
Are those barrels that you had bought like years ago and just had them?
No, that was just like they were open.
Oh,
and I just got a text saying interested.
Oh, hell yeah.
I go, and I was like, well, how much are they? Because we're bootstrapping this. We don't have outside capital. So it's like for us, that's why we started with younger juice. Like we can't, we have to, it's like, well, if we buy these wheat, I don't know if we're going to have a batch 6. So we have to be a little careful. Like,
so
we might have to switch up this batch thing that we're doing here.
They talked about that. Christopher Hart, one of our buddies, he does a podcast and they were talking about sourcing and stuff like that. Podcast
with a T.
Podcast.
You said with a K.
Whatever. I saw them in the chat earlier. But they were talking about people that were doing sourcing and projects like that. And it was always like, you got to learn to say no to certain things because people will come to you with everything. Be like, oh, do you want to do this rye or do you want to do this rum? Just anything. And he was like, so, I mean, when you're strapped for capital, it's like, do you want to be barrel rich or do you want to have some capital to buy stuff? And it's a really tricky balance to walk, to always having something that you're working on, but also having cash in the bank to still continue to buy stuff when it comes up.
No, I mean, and we don't get like, I was actually just talking about today. We had a group in New York City come by our spot today. And like, we have to stay very focused on, because really our goal is barrel strength. We just released batch 7. I mean, next year, all these barrels are going to be 5 year, which like for us is like ancient. that it is. It's like, so we're getting older, but our goal is if we dump a barrel of our core product, whether it's our 4-grain 80 proof or our barrel strength, we have to backfill it with 2 more. Meaning like that. And then once we do that, and if we have extra cash, maybe, but there's times if we get a text, like they could be like, well, there's 20 barrels. It's like, I'll take like 4, just to like, and maybe we can just do something fun for a good customer or something like that. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you start getting some text, but if they come from a person that we know and trust, and it's not a lot. I mean, we'll look at it for sure, but we say no a lot.
Okay.
And it's painful to say no. It's like,
are you gonna tell me what that mixture was?
Yeah, I'll tell you what Brandon's was. I mastercrafted Brandon's blend.
I am worried.
No, I got it exactly to 20.
Okay.
Everything's very measured here, very calculated.
At the bottom of the meniscus.
Bottom, never top meniscus. Bottom meniscus always, dude.
Yeah.
So, real quick, Matt Hankin said I got 4-grain last week, and I love it. You guys are great. Go USA. Cheers, buddy.
America.
Love it. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, it just jumped right as I went to click.
So Kelly said, man, look at that furrowed brow on Dan. He's concentrating so hard. I just want to make sure I get this right. This is actually measured correctly for the sake of science.
Okay.
Which I, am pretty good at. And, but yeah. Okay. So I have Brandon's blend set aside. Thrasher. Hey, Mike from Penelope Bourbon. My local Jersey boys. Awesome. Dan, Sean, if I walk down the street to help Dan and Mike bottle your blend, can I get a bottle? Thrasher said.
That ain't up to us.
Come on down. Yeah, we'd love to have you, man. Come on down. We just put a new AC unit in the line too, so it's not like nasty. Got a little toasty in that bottling line for a little while.
Dean Andrews said, can Mike get Penelope to the oppressive state of Oregon?
I'll be honest with you, we kind of grew a little too fast for our own wheels. We're going to hunker down for a little bit. I'll be honest with you, Michigan's been on the queue for a while. The problem with Michigan is it was strange because I kept thinking control state, there's brokers, but there's distributors in Michigan.
Yeah. Yep.
And then all of a sudden I was looking at this like tax and I was like, it was a big tax. That's what I remember seeing. I'm like, what we need to I'd rather wait for some of our barrels that we had gotten to come up of age a little bit.
Sure.
So yeah, but Michigan, I didn't understand that tax. It was a big tax.
Michigan has like this weird where it's such an odd thing because it's state control in the way that we have like minimum state pricing.
It's like an import tax to Michigan, though.
Yeah, we have state pricing in Michigan, so they can't sell below X, whatever, right? But then on top of that, like stores get 15% no matter what, unless they mark up, because of distributor tax and cost. But everything has to legally run through a distributor, no matter what. It could be a barrel pick, it could be an actual like a shelf bottle, anything like that. All has to run through a distributor. But Michigan doesn't give a shit where the distributor takes it.
Yep.
But they control the pricing on it. And it's like, why are you like muddling? Like your hands are like halfway fucking in the pot right now.
Money.
But put your whole hand in the pot then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dip it. Scoop Winnie the Pooh.
Hey, this is how we get to be controlled state. You shut your mouth.
No, they were not going back to prohibition. So
talk to like Virginia.
That's what I'm saying. Some states legitimately are still in prohibition.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
It is crazy. All these laws. I mean, it is crazy because we do our own compliance. That was one thing, Danny, if you're watching, I'm sorry. We didn't want to have, there's companies that handle that back office piece. You're like, oh, I want to go to like Michigan. They're like, all right, we got it. You're ready to go. But there's a big cost to that. So we were like, we do all of our own compliance. So when I'm like, all right, Danny, what do you think about Michigan? We'll like look at we'll literally go to like michigan.gov, like read the law. And we're like, this looks like fucking really fucking confusing. And I'm like, dude, is there we like states that are like the wild, wild west and not verbatim, but like ones that are like, there's no price. It's just easy.
Like DC.
Yeah.
They're like,
DC don't care.
DC is like, listen, we're trying to get absolutely toasted right now. So just send it over. We'll drink it.
Yeah. The easier, the better. That's our kind of motto.
Okay. So I did Brandon's blend.
Okay.
And I did modify Brandon's blend just slightly for measuring sake. Brandon didn't give me
Did you double it?
No.
What do you mean?
Brandon said 15 milliliter B. So he used B as a base.
Okay.
He said 5 milliliter C. Well, that's 20.
Okay.
He's making a 20 mil blend. He said handful of drops of A.
Handful of drops of A.
Yeah, not real helpful on that part. But here's what I want to say. I've changed it for you because I know that.
Thank God.
I also changed it for the reality's sake of like if we blend this, it can't be
At
like
least do 1 mil, so it's 5%.
do a
Nice
couple
round number.
drops. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Hey, what do you guys want your blend to be? Mostly B, some C, drops A, dude. Send it.
If you
A
could
little
just take
pinch
and
of C.
Yeah.
sprinkle some A in there.
Okay, so what I ended up doing was 14 mil of B,
Okay,
5 mil of C, 1 mil of A.
good enough.
I balanced it out a little bit.
Not really.
What was C?
C was 5 mil, 14 of B,
You're 19.
Awesome.
And you
1
did
mil
1
of
mil
A. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I read that sentence backwards on my phone. That did not turn out in my
Yeah.
brain.
I was asked to check your math a couple times.
You can check it. Kelly said that. I
Math,
saw it
yeah.
because I'm smarter. You want to smell it? It actually smells really good for real.
Yeah, with a
And
couple.
I don't know if I'm able to pull them now, but I could actually plug this in. We have like a mash bill calculator where I could like plug in 14 of B, 5 ml of C, 1 of A, and it just tells me exactly what the final mash bill would be.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's like Google spreadsheets. It's Danny, not me.
Brandon in chat just said 1 mil of A. Sean, do you want to read this message from Brandon real quick?
No, I'm good.
Because that was the rye. That was the 21 rye.
1 mil of A.
Brandon, you liar. How dare you, sir? Okay. Did you drink it?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I don't think it's better than mine though.
Oh, I don't know. It smells better than yours.
It does. I don't think it drinks better
Oh, it
than
smells
mine, though.
drastically better. This smells like fruit cocktail syrup.
That smells really sweet comparatively.
Which is, listen.
This smells a lot spicier.
Okay, let me smell yours. So far at the moment we have 2 blends, one from Brandon, one from Sean.
Well,
Sean, what was your blend again?
I did. I gotta think of it. I did 10% A, 50% B, 40% C.
Somebody remeasure Sean's math, huh?
Why?
Okay.
A little unsure there, huh?
Well, you were going through all of your strange numbers.
You should
so-
write yours down somewhere. Probably be a good idea.
Yeah, I got it. It's up here. It's the only one I wanted to make.
Nope. Your short-term memory is literally the worst of any human being I've met in real life.
Yeah, but it's live.
True, but I don't want to sort through this video. So,
Nah. Mike's writing them down.
okay.
That's why I wrote it down. I was like, let me write them down. Let me know.
Yeah.
Brandon's lingers longer than yours. That's nice.
So you know what's kind of fun too, even if you take like, because even the percentages, like with Sean's, even if you have 50B, 40C, 10A, like even if you just like throttle that, just for simplicity, but you do like 40B, 30A and like 30, just throttle a little bit. Those numbers didn't make sense. I've been drinking a little barrel strength, but like I started calculating, I'm like, that's going to be like 180. But if you just even tinker with like a percentage here or there, like just to see, because some, maybe that might just to have some extras for the next day to see what they like. That always helps too a lot. And I'm talking, it could be just a percentage point or two,
right?
Difference.
Nick Foles brings something interesting up. I did try
Dan
this right off the rip. He says 33.3% of each sample. So the first thing I did before I even drank them individually was I put basically 33 point whatever in each one into that, and I poured it in a glass, sat there for like 15 minutes, and I came back, and there's one note or there's one part that was like kind of crushing the other parts, right? And so then I drank them individually, and right off the rip, I'm like, the flavor in A is so strong it overwhelms B and C if you even them out like that for me. So then I told Sean, I didn't tell him which one. I said, one of these will overrun the other flavor-wise if you blend them all relatively close to one another. So Sean went home and played with it a little bit. And Sean texted me that night. He goes, "You were talking about A, huh?" And I'm like, 100% I was talking about A. And it's not – A actually reminds me, and the reason I guess it was a 36% rye is Sean and I did a Nulu pick a while back. I guess it was this year, but it feels like a while back.
Yeah.
And it was a 36% rye, 5-year MGP or 6-year MGP.
Yeah, 6 year, 2 months or something like that. 6, 4 months.
It's really bready and like baking spices and bready. There's a spiciness aspect to it. And it reminds me so much of our Breaking Bread pick?
Yeah.
It reminds me
Still
so
does.
much of that pick that I'm like, dude, it's almost like it's the same mash bill. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So,
yeah.
but that's why I had a guess off the rip. I didn't have a guess other than that.
And was that toasted too? Was it a toasted or just
No,
No.
nope. It's just
Bourbon.
it's a completely normal 6-year bourbon, unfinished, not double barrel, nothing like that. So
that's awesome.
Okay, so I'm gonna make right off the rip right here. I'm gonna make the best blend between me, you, and Brandon, without a doubt. Actually, you know what I'd like to do? Do you have any of yours or any of Danny's like percent, like mill wise, that I can make right now?
So this is one that can you see that okay? 60,
Yep. 60, 20, 20.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna try that.
That's an interesting one. And also, I also think it's kind of fun just to like get rid of a mash bill altogether too. Just to see, just to see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Danny's.
For everybody in chat, I just tubed it into a Glen. Fuck it,
Tubed it.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, I don't know, dude, just like do like a pinch of C and like a little handful of B and a little bit of A.
Ian's just mad scientisting it right now.
Okay, it was 60, 20, 20, right?
60A, 20B, 20C. Yeah.
What's 60% of 20?
So this went high on the rye.
60% of 20 is 12.
Okay, perfect. Hold on, I'm blending, Sean.
Oh my!
Not now,
God.
Chief.
No,
I'm in
actually,
the
you're
fucking
not.
zone.
You're just literally.
Sean wants me pipette.
I don't want to.
That was more impressive than you thought.
I use auto pipetters at work.
Dude, you know what
I don't do
We
this.
should do like a slow-mo of me pipetting.
That's not.
Let's just make like a whole montage of it.
Just 5 minutes. Oh yeah. Down. You just pipetting.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask a dumb question, but I don't feel like doing math.
Yeah,
What's the rest of this? 20-20%.
2020.
4? Nailed
Okay,
it.
what's left?
I told you I didn't want to do the math and you didn't help.
yeah.
Left. Divide it in 2.
I know. I should have given it to you in MLs. My bad.
Oh, you have.
No. It's not your fault. It's my
It's the public education.
Yeah, it's my education system's fault.
Yeah. Your math is as good as mine.
Dude, okay, I got it. Okay, so we got Pop Hyman said, "Hey guys, new to the whole bourbon scene. Is there such thing as a virgin bourbon?" Actually, yeah, I've got it right here. It's called virgin bourbon.
It literally is called virgin bourbon.
Get out of here.
It's like $11. It's $11. I think.
Yeah.
What is that? Heaven Hill? That's Heaven Hill. It's actually really freaking good.
It's just
really
Bardstown.
Bottled in Bardstown.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. So they discontinued it.
Bottled in
or
Bardstown.
They switched sourcing or something. But this is apparently Heaven Hill. It's actually fantastic. It's like $11.
It's charcoal filtered. It's the most blatant Jack Daniels ripoff ever.
True. Okay.
But they make it 100 proof.
I did these maths.
101.
Right, dude.
Quick maths. The quick maths with them.
Use it. See, you say you use an auto pipetter at work. That's how I know you're not good at chemistry.
No, it means I'm efficient. Because I go and I dial it and just go done.
What you gotta do is you take the.
Do not do that.
You give it a tap. You get the bubbles out of it, so I can see the meniscus.
There's no bubbles in it.
There were.
Not one.
Okay, so this is the blend you just mentioned. So this is the 60-20-20.
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah.
Poured that over my lap, but
Oh, that's just getting better.
okay. So Branston said the first one was that Sean's blend, 15% A.
That's not mine.
Branston, are you just talking shit right now?
10-5-4 is my first one.
Yep.
Alec, what's going on, buddy? How's it going? Alec, it's funny. We hired a new guy at work, new server guy. Mike, are you a cigar guy?
Yeah, I can dabble.
Okay. So Alec Rubin from Alec Bradley is who I'm talking to real quick, just for context sake. I was talking to a guy at work and he's like, I heard you're into whiskey and cigars. New guy at work. I said, I am. I do enjoy both. I enjoy both of those things.
Yeah, a little bit.
And he goes, what do you like? I go,
How much time you got?
like which one? And he's like, you ever had Pappy? And I'm like, fuck, dude, it's one of motherfucker.
Just say no. You just say no.
Well,
and you
then
walk
I was
away.
like, yeah, had Pappy. He's like, is it like that good. I go, listen, man, of course it's good, but there's just also better shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I go, I think part of it, you have to, and it's 100% one of those label things for me. I think that when you drink Pappy, you should drink it, the bottle in front of you, label out, like have the experience and just fucking enjoy it. Fuck enjoy the hype, just absorb it, take it into your body, and just have a good time. Because that's what it's about with Pappy. It's about the hype and about you got one and blah, blah, blah. So just enjoy the whole thing, man. Otherwise, just buy other whiskey that costs way less. It's pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But,
did you watch? Did you guys watch the Heist on Netflix?
No, not yet.
It was all right.
It was all right.
I'm on a big Criminal Minds kick. So I'm like, I've never watched Criminal Minds before. All of a sudden, it's on Netflix, and I'm like,
okay,
8 seasons
deep. You know,
if it's not a home invasion, I'm just not quite there.
It just doesn't do it for you. Anymore,
them stealing whiskey just wasn't, fancy enough.
No, but it was good. There's actually what I didn't realize about the show. It's actually a show, so each one is about a real heist. I didn't know there's like multiple parts to the season. There's actually there's some really like crazy ones. The first one's about Las Vegas, big robbery in Vegas. So it was interesting though, and just hearing someone local about Pappy back in the day, it was cool.
I do need to watch it because I feel like we're supposed to be like at least semi-educated on this topic.
Wasn't it a bunch of workers that just stole a barrel of Pappy?
Not a clue. I haven't watched it.
And then like they literally just found it in the back of like a guy's garage, like around back. They're like, oh, found it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That
TLDR that for you.
That's, you know what? I don't need to watch it. Appreciate it.
They're like, sir, what are these barrels doing in your garage?
Right. Yeah. Why are these here?
Okay, this is blend number 2.
Okay, I literally completely forgot about the Alec thing in the middle of my story.
Yup.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, so what I was telling him was, then he's like, "Are you?" Because he's a super cool guy. So I'm like,
"He's decent."
Are you? No, he's a great guy. You've never met him, Jerry. Gosh, I've known him for 2 days. He might be a serial killer. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, so then I was like, he's like, "Oh, are you into cigars?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Have you heard of Alec Bradley cigars?" He's like, "Yeah, man, of course." I'm like, "Yeah, I work with them." And he's like, "What?" It was so funny because I was like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but he's like, I like really light wrapper cigars. I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, I like Macanudos. I'm like, we are on different planes of existence here, buddy. But Alec, your name reminded me of that story. So I don't have an answer to distributor
the
question.
American Sun Grown. That's what you get.
Oh, Connecticut. No, the Sun Grown in Maduro. Fuck, idiot.
Isn't there there's 2 versions of that?
Thank
and
God.
I always get them wrong, don't I?
Thank God AB's not sponsoring this live stream.
Yeah, Cigar
Okay.
The 4-wheel
What's
said
yours?
my second blend.
Garbage. Worst one I smelled.
Okay.
Why did that smell like that? I'm a little intrigued by this. We need a squirrel emoji for this chat. That's a really good idea, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, I can do this.
One thing that's hard to pick up on the blend now, it would be the nose. To me, at least,
Right.
Because you're going to get a lot, like it's just kind of going crazy a little bit. But tomorrow we'll be able to figure it. We'll get a better idea of where it's going for sure.
So is that what you guys experience when you blend and then things sit? You experience the nose changing more than the palate, or?
To me, it's usually the next day. Like we usually wait. It's usually about a 48-hour period. So like with barrel strength, like with our larger batches, what we do is we sip through all the barrels, and then about 30% get kicked out, and then we'll dump all the mashes into individual tanks. So like all the 99 corn goes in a 10,000 gallon tank. The 21 rye goes in a 10,000 gallon tank.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is once it's in the tank, then we'll create the blend from there. And then once we have the blend, it goes into just now another 10,000 gallon tank. And that thing is stirring all the time. And it usually is we usually start bottling about 48 hours after it goes in that tank.
Okay.
I like how Dustin put 21, 43, 36.
So the best part was I said, Branston, like I asked you if that was a blend, and Branston responded and Chad goes, listen, I don't have any credibility to offer you. I just threw a random percentage out there.
Yeah.
Alec wants to know, because I didn't ask his question and I was supposed to. Alec wants to know if there is a distributor in Colorado for Penelope.
Yes. Yeah. We're in Colorado. That's the furthest west we are. Momentum Beverage.
Hey, Wes.
They're awesome.
There you go, Alec.
Big
Hopefully that
Whiskey
was
State
helpful.
out there. They drink a lot of whiskey out in Colorado.
Do they really?
Yes.
They don't watch TV. They're healthy, so they run a lot, and then they offset it by drinking a
There's
lot.
so few. Like everybody out there is so skinny.
Yeah. Don't get
Yeah.
it.
No, it's
Mhm.
Momentum Beverage. They're awesome. Love
Okay.
those guys.
So this is the 60 2020. I haven't drank it yet. I just keep smelling it.
Smell wild.
It smells a lot like that. A is so strong on the nose specifically. Like
The rye,
Uh,
right? The 21 rye.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It's so strong on the nose with like that yeasty, bready profile. But like the wheat is like this like I almost used a crazy word, dude, but I'm gonna change it.
Go ahead.
There's like the wheat is like this flowing undertone. I sounded like an absolute industry professional right there.
Oh, you sound like a pompous douche.
No, we got to use the term zest. There's like a lot of wheat zest.
Oh,
flowing.
yeah. What do you think of blend number 2 for me?
Holy shit! I inhale. I literally breathed that. I breathed it.
You
I
breathed
breathed-
it in?
I breathed the whiskey in. Come to find out,
Why would you do that?
it's harsh on the lungs. It drinks. It inhales like a higher proof than it drinks, which is odd. But
Okay.
oh my gosh, that and I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound inappropriate. That hit the back of my throat hard, dude. I swear to God.
Sounds rough, bud.
I'm sorry.
My
Mike's literally like, I can't believe I decided to come on here.
Yeah,
Second
well, no
blend.
way, bullshit.
This
Well,
is that,
so wait,
dude,
are we gonna? We'll scrap this one, right?
which one's that?
This was the 60 2020. Was that the
Okay,
one?
let
That
me
hit the
take
back?
one drink and actually drink it
I haven't even
without.
tried it.
I haven't breathed it yet, but
Oh, okay. I was.
I
Gonna
did
say, I
breathe
thought
it,
this was the
sorry.
back of the throat.
I drank it wrong. It wasn't the whiskey. It was more me.
Give me one of those
No,
nights. huh?
and honestly, when we come up with these blends, we just like whip up like 10 to 15 of them, and then just let them sit, and then just rip through them.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, just like
Literally, that's
Yeah, that
actually a
breadiness
great
is there.
idea. The thing is the breadiness is all there, and it's there on the palate too. The breadiness is all up front, but on the mid palate, like or the finish into the finish, is the wheat, like
Mhm.
that sweetness of the wheat with that
Yeah.
wheat twinge to it. Wheat has like this weird standout characteristic for me.
Like an orange marmalade
You're an idiot.
and a nice, freshly
Oh, shut up,
baked
dude.
loaf of
God,
bread.
you know
see,
what?
what's interesting is you guys went really low on that rye, so whereas this one's high on the rye.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you had 1 mil. Sean
Right.
had 10, and maybe I mean that, and this one's like much more. So I mean
Right.
that's kind of why I chose it too, just to like kind of look at the differences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not looking for that bready profile, like I think what you guys are going for, flip the switch and try to like find something a little bit different on them.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I
the
mean?
second blend was 10 or 136.
1A.
1A, 3B, 6C. So I went high
Oh,
on
you
the
only went to
corn.
10. I thought you threw me off with this. We've been doing 20s all
Well,
night.
okay, it's the same percentage. Just
I feel
double
like,
the number.
I feel like I was like, hit me up with a line. You're like, I got you for half.
Okay.
Like that's what just happened.
So it's 10%,
Holy shit.
30%, 60%. And then you can adjust it to any volume you want.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I always act like I'm taking notes, and then I'm gonna call like Sean or Dan. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, what the fuck was the blend again?"
You're like, dude, I was
What do we
drawing
even
stick
think
figures
about?
the entire
No, I
time.
am taking notes. I'm taking notes. I promise you.
Dude,
And then I'll look at it and be like,
say, Dan's absolutely an idiot.
I lost
Yeah,
10
yeah,
kids
yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Sean like says pipette, so you might know what he's talking about.
Pipette's actually hard to spell. That I always screw that up because I had to write that in that damn brochure. And I was like, is that two? Is it 2 T's, 1 T? Like, what the hell is that?
There's like 32 P's in that word.
32.
Did you call
There's a hell of a lot of
my
peas
first
in
blend
that.
French toast?
Oh wait, yeah, I did.
It smells even more
So
like it.
Sean gave me his first blend, which I'm sure Sean doesn't remember the actual mash bill on, or the blend.
I don't
on.
know the mash bill. I know the blend.
But I smelt it and I thought like an egg dip cinnamon crusted French toast. And I'm a big fan actually.
Yeah.
A on the nose, I'm a humongous fan of. What,
Number 1.
Gosh dang it, dude. Number 1 on the nose, I'm a humongous fan of. I'm confusing everybody and myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. That's fine.
Right? We're gonna pick one and then name it the wrong thing, and it'll be a completely different blend. We'll just redo it later.
It's just gonna be the sticker's just gonna be us on the chalkboard, and you're just gonna be fucking shit up for us.
Okay, give me both. I
Okay.
won't confuse them.
Okay.
My left hand.
I
you
wrote
drew on them.
I
Perfect.
wrote on them.
Dan proved to him. Okay.
Yes. I know who I'm working with
Okay.
here.
So the other thing too, we didn't really talk about this. So we have the 2 black labels, right?
Yeah.
And part of it was we were trying to figure out, we're still trying to figure out like how to, because we're still young, so we don't have a lot of aged barrels yet that are really true single barrels, right?
Sure.
So we had originally the Gold P, which is the one in the middle. That was we called it Private Select, super original. And we were just like, okay, it's our custom blends,
Sure.
right? So this is something where if it's a custom blend, we're going to try to find more like unique barrels. That's gold. And, we were like, well, like people, like we need to find, like we kept getting requests for barrels. So we're like, all right, what do we do? What do we do? So we're like, well, we could do like a blend and then put it in new oak. So all these new oak barrels have a custom char and toast. And we're like, well, it's still like a barrel. And the black label, I said, well, just do like a copper label. It's like a little bit different.
Sure.
And that's why we have like a little bit of a brand identity crisis right there. We're still trying to figure that all out. Not gonna lie, we call that what do we call that? Oh, a growing pain. But we're figuring it all out as we go. But that was how we kind of started to differ. And we didn't get hit for all those crazy change fees on the label.
Right.
But the copper label is toasted.
Okay.
Gold is silver. Who knows? In 2022, that might be totally different.
Who
But
knows?
for now, like you guys know, we're still figuring it out as we go. Like that's the beauty of it.
And that's
we're
what I
cool
was
with that.
sipping
That's
on
what
when
it
we
is.
started.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And
I like this toasted one a lot.
And that's the thing, like one of the things we've talked about, and if it's not okay to talk about, just tell me to shut the hell up. But one of the things we talked about was doing these blends and stuff, and then like having some set aside for some form of toasted or double oaked or something like that. Like throw something wild at it and see how that goes with it and stuff too. So, which would be exciting, dude. I think it's super cool that I mean, it took a long time to try to get us to try to do any of the barrel picks we wanted to do, right? And because we don't have a liquor store, so we don't sell their product for them, and distributors don't know who we are. They don't give a shit either, right? Yeah. So it's that came kind of difficult up front. And so on top of that, another thing that's kind of difficult sometimes is dealing with distilleries and then their limitations and what we can do, what they're willing to do and stuff like that. And that's why when we started talking, you're like, dude, let's figure it out. Dude, what do you guys want to do? This is what we can do. Like, it's super cool. I'm excited, man.
Honestly, our biggest advantage is that we don't have a cookie cutter program.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like I've done stuff with like restaurants where they're like, we need I just want to select it by my name. And I'm like, look, I'll hold on to some of the inventory and we'll release 5 cases at a time. Like we do we'll bend over backwards for our customers. Like I say that more like from a retail and bar and restaurant perspective, but I think that's what helps us break into a very competitive market, from a barrel, especially from a barrel program perspective.
Yeah. It's probably because I wasn't talking for a while.
It might be. I just turned myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And we do have really nice brochures.
You do
have
beautiful,
top notch, I would say.
Although they're wrong. I was like, what do you mean? Like when you text me, I was like 20%. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
So
I was like, dude, they're from like a year and a half ago. I go, oh shit, throw it out.
I mean, you even have your email and everything in here, which is like, obviously, if you have questions, you can just hit you up. But yeah, it was said, please know at least 20% of each mash bill. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I know that's a normal thing. Like a lot of places who do blending do make sure you use X amount of each one, right? So when I saw that, and I was like, okay, so we got to figure out how to use more of A than I think we honestly wanted to realistically. And then when you said that, you're like, no, man, do whatever you want. And it was like, this is it, man. This is it. This is perfect.
And I remember Danny and I had a lot of conversation about this because it was hard for us to manage, like when we do roll this out, because we have to send samples out. Say it's going out to a lot of wholesalers in a lot of places. How do you manage your volume and how much you have? And how do you not oversell it? And I remember Danny and I having that conversation, and we kind of agreed with this wholeheartedly. We said, you cannot give folks a open canvas, but it's not an open canvas.
Right.
Like if you're going to blend, go and go. You know, and I think that's what's the fun part about it.
Right. I'm gonna
I'm going to be completely honest, and we had a great time.
Strongest brochure game in whiskey.
We had a great time at Whistle Pig when we were out in Vermont. It was awesome, right?
Yeah, fantastic.
And they were great people, and their experience is really cool. And you know, it was there wasn't a lot to complain about, but when we got to the red label blend aspect of it, and they pulled out like you have to use 40% of this and you have to use 20% of this. It was like
maximum of 20%.
Whoa, like you're really limiting what we can do now. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
the number of blends you could only do were super limited, and you know, you're talking about super incremental changes between 3 finished whiskeys, and it was like, how can you make something stand out when I can only be like 1 or 2% different, really?
Yeah.
It
I mean,
was tough.
if you guys texted me tomorrow and you're like, can you send me like this different mash? Do you have any like you can send me whatever you want. We'll be like, all right, fire it off. I think we just want to have fun. This is to be honest with you, this is what's fun about it. Like, let's create a great product that people love and that I love, you guys love. And I think that's what's fun about it. So I think that's the whole point of doing it.
Well, it's one of those with this black label, part of the reason it's partially gone is I went to the cigar lounge like locally and I brought it because I'm like, you guys got to try this. You got to try it because we don't have Penelope bourbon in Michigan.
Yeah.
And most of the people here haven't had it. Right. And so it was like, dude, we got to get into this and you guys got to experience it because, you know, I've seen the big P on a label before on Instagram or wherever. And I've probably seen it even traveling, but haven't bought it, not knowing anything about it. Right. And then I'm like, but now it's one of these things where it's like, and this is before you and I we had just spoke on Instagram, I think at that point. And it was like, you gotta try it, man. Cause it's absolutely, it's fantastic. And I think that whiskey currently is shifting to a place where we're going to start, most of the market is going to shift towards a younger product and it's going to shift towards a source product. So the big distilleries are still going to have their normal lines or whatever, but they're going to become a little bit harder to find. The 15 years are going away.
Oh yeah.
The 12 years are going away. All these age statements that are huge are going away. Right. So with everything going away, what we're kind of switching to is these smaller distilleries who started up kind of recent or within the past 5 years. Yeah. And they've sourced whiskey and you guys are doing it different. And that's different. This bottle is different than a lot of craft whiskey we've had. So it's like, when you got to get when you're shifting to the difference to what's new, it's like you got to find the good stuff of what's new, right? Like let's figure out what's good. Well, and let's move towards that.
It was like what you talked about earlier. It was like anyone can go get this stuff. It's what can you do with it? How are you doing it differently? And like, you know, what stand out about your product? And that's why this stuff is awesome.
No, I appreciate it. No, thanks. And that's the fun part. I mean, it's just tinkering with this stuff and. You know, I mean, I agree with you, man. It's, I totally see this is shifting. There's going to be a lot of 4 or 5 year out there in the market. I mean, look, heck, I'm getting offered light whiskey. Right. Like that sums it up like pretty clearly what's happening from, the inventories are very light right now. But you know, I don't know. Like we always say, we're just going to have to keep figuring it out. But I think one of the advantages is we just want to keep blending.
Right.
Because that's our best advantage, I think, right now is trying to create something different with what we have available.
Yeah. Well, we had the guys from Blue Run on recently. And the new Blue Run 14 years amazing. We're in love with it, right?
Yes.
I'm sure. It's awesome.
I actually just posted on somebody's Instagram today. It's somebody who has they have a website, they have a blog. And he went on the rant about how Blue Run Whiskey's marketing is horrendous and it's terrible and like they're blah, 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 whatever. Okay. And I'm like, listen, man, I go, you don't have to like it, right? But they sold a $200 bottle of whiskey when nobody had ever heard of them before because of their marketing, right? Yeah. So don't have to like it, but it was good. Okay.
Nice bottle pack. I mean, the packaging, everything's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
But one of their taglines is like, this is the future of bourbon. And I commented on there. I said, I genuinely think that unfortunately, this is the past of bourbon now. I don't, these high age statements are not the future of bourbon, unfortunately, because the stock is gone.
Mhm.
The sourcing is gone. They're open. They openly source, right? They say it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not buying 10-year MGPs. You're not buying 12-year MGPs or 14-year Heaven
And
Hills.
even if you do, you're blending it in with younger stock and, creating something just with it. You're not just putting
Usually.
out a 15-year age statement
I mean,
anymore.
they did.
To,
right?
to put it in perspective, we use 45 wheat in all of our products, right?
Right.
Like when we first started, there was never any issue. It's like, 45 wheat. And we were very reactive. Like, oh, we have a bottling run. Let's put in a PO with MGP. No qualms. No. All of a sudden we went to go put in a PO and they're like, ooh, 45 wheat, a little light. And then all of a sudden, like, fast forward now. And like, I'm trying to figure out with MGP how I get like stuff for 2023.
Right.
Okay.
Because we couldn't afford the whole new fill conversation yet where I'm like, I got to put down stock 4 years out. So I was like, how do we get stuff? Because even the 2-year wheats, I mean, a lot of it's shoring up. I don't know if it's banks or I have no idea, but it's definitely thrown a wrench in kind of a lot of what we're doing.
Oh, that was the same thing that I mixed it for. I
Oh,
just mixed more of it.
I just think it's something that everybody's got to deal with, man. And I think the good news is there's a lot of good 5-year whiskey out there. There's a lot of good 6-year whiskey. One of the things that's happened seemingly pretty recently, honestly, in my opinion, is a lot of craft distilleries who are making their own product have figured out how to make good 4 and 5-year whiskey, right? And MGP figured that out too, So
yeah,
one of those things where it's okay that we're going to shift to, dude, 3 years ago, everything was an MGP single barrel, right? Everything was 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was a single barrel. Boone County and Bellmead and Blom, and everybody was doing them. Everybody, right? Under the sun. And
that wasn't too long ago either. That was
right. I mean, you're talking 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And they were incredible. They're all incredible. But now there's a shift. We don't get that. All that shit's gone. It's all dried up. So now we shift to whatever is available, right? And whatever's actually good and available. So
yeah, that's
at a good price point, at a fair price point, right?
Right.
Yeah,
for sure. I think
there's a balance of everything on that. Yeah,
I did it. I did the thing, dude. I did the thing. Made the best one.
I thought like a bug went up your nose or something.
I literally just became the whiskey. Hey, Jesus.
Hey, anyone want to bet $10? He just says something that's wrote down in front of me.
Oh, what if? No, that'd be a bummer, wouldn't it? Smell it? Fantastic. Don't even lie. Oh, shut up.
Oh my
dude.
God.
It's so good.
You like this?
Shut up. I used a different base than you did.
It smells like sulfur.
Shut your stupid mouth. Like, is that peated?
You put finished whiskey in here?
So I switched. You've been using C as a base.
B.
You've been using C as a base.
2 of them, I have B as a base.
Shit.
What did you think about that wheat? Because that was debate. Did you like that wheat? That was we deal with that 45 wheat all the time. It's the most inconsistent mash bill we deal with. I thought it had some volume. It had something to it.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
I like the wheat, but I think the thing the wheat is lacking is the finish.
100%.
Mhm.
So I think what you're trying to add to it with these other ones is the finish. A has the longest finish.
That's why I was throwing a little bit of A.
But it's
in there.
overwhelming.
Yep.
So there's like this balance of I like the palate of B the most. I think that it
did you
lacks.
mix?
Did you like it? I haven't
It's not
drank
bad.
it yet. Don't say it's not bad. Is it good?
It's okay.
I gave you credit where credit was due.
It's okay.
I'm gonna smack you down today.
Like Brandon's is better.
What? Brandon's is shit comparatively. And I haven't drank this yet. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay. I did 12 mils of B.
Okay.
Is
So
that
60.
one of yours?
No.
Thank God. Because if I would have blended one of yours, I wouldn't even have told you the rest.
Okay.
Okay. 12 mils of B.
Yep.
Shit. Hold on.
What's the rest here, buddy?
Hold on, buddy.
I'm
gonna
taking
read
notes,
it.
dude.
Yo, big
Oh,
cash.
shit.
Let me write down Dan's.
12 mils of B. Oh, 3 mils of A because I got to 15.
So we got 6 there.
The rest is C, obviously.
So you have 6, 12, and 2.
If that makes 20.
Okay. It does.
Okay.
Well, you know what's really funny? I got that wrong. I had, oh shit, I don't know if you could see. I had 3, 12, and 5. How pathetic is that? I was
No,
here.
you're
with
right.
the
Mike's right.
notepad,
Mike is
writing
right.
it down.
Because I did B and A to 15, and I know I did 12 of B. That's how I remembered.
I don't know what
You're
you
dumb, dude. Mike
You-
and me are on the same page. This
Did you
is like
blend it up to
ESPN shit.
20?
What?
Did you blend it up to 20?
Yes. What do you think? I blended up to 18?
Okay, so
Nope. That's
6 and 2 make 8. 8 and 12 make 20.
buddy. 3A.
You said 6.
I didn't say 6. I don't think everybody in chat's gonna back me and Mike up on this chat. Come on. 12B.
Yeah.
You got the B right.
Yep.
5C.
That's not the 20.
It is because this is 12. That's 3. That gets to 15. 5 more gets us to 20.
You're using mils and percents interchangeably.
No, I'm not doing percentages here, buddy. I don't know percentages on this. I'm doing mills only.
Mils only.
Mills. You
So-
doing percentages?
So
Is that what you're doing?
okay, do mils only here.
3,
Okay, 3,
12,
12,
5.
5.
Is
All right,
that 20?
it is.
You actually wrote the same thing kind of that Mike did, but you wrote percentages.
But you were. You can't even-
Okay, Dimitri's getting kicked out of chat for saying Team Sean. Okay. New shirt. You're dumb, dude.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
that was rough, bud.
It's okay. Dimitri said he didn't say 6. You made that up in your own brain.
So you have what?
Oh, you actually translated to percentages.
Yeah, because
The old switcheroo.
You do too much math.
that-
Buddy, I can't do basic math. You know I wasn't giving you
that's how I
percentages.
have given everyone our mixture
Oh,
is in
those are your
percentages.
percentages?
Yes,
Oh,
that's why everything over here
you're
equals
so
100.
confusing, dude. We need Danny. Mike, tell Danny that Sean, we can't talk to Sean anymore. It's just, they're gonna have to talk to each other.
Graduated cylinders. We just need
Yeah,
someone to talk graduated
Something about
cylinders.
graduating and caps and gowns.
I like I'm using a pinch of this, a handful of this, and a
I
little bit of
know.
that.
It's so much easier, you know?
Yeah.
And just hope it turns out.
Yeah. It's,
Okay, let me smell. I'm gonna re-smell Brandon's, which was the couple drops of A, which I switched to 1.
math or meth. We had I remember our first batch. We did batch 1 of our 80 proof. We were all excited, and we only did 6 barrels to start. Like it wasn't a big. I kind of procrastinated with MGP. I was like, thinking about 200, 300 barrels. No, we knew we were going to do like 4 to 5 barrels. That's all we wanted to start with, and that's all we could afford. So we went in there and 6 barrels. Found someone to do the bottling run in Louisville, and we didn't get the lines weren't cleared when they did them. And literally, it was jalapeno tequila ran before our run. And our first run ever, we had jalapeno tequila run off the lines. And that was
Taste it off, huh?
What's that? We still have some of the bottles in our warehouse, too.
What
We
a
had, like
disaster.
labeled jalapeno. I mean, I probably still have some in my house. And shit, dude, I don't know why I was just thinking that. Just nostalgia is just like crazy.
Yes,
I was going to
Dan's-
get out of the business. I was like, what are we doing? We're like so
Right.
out of our league. Like,
Yeah, you're like,
This
this
is
doesn't work
crazy.
how we thought it worked. This
Okay.
is a disaster.
Here,
total disaster.
Oh, it jumped.
Hanging AZ real quick before we get to Brandon's. That's the best part, man. Like, how much is a red label Penelope? Is it around $50 usually?
Our suggested MSRP is 55.
Right. That's the thing is it's all you don't have like
Looks
I
rich.
won't name names, but some craft distilleries have insane tax, like craft tax on their stuff.
Like in New
And
York,
we-
it's probably 59. I mean, we price it for sub 60. That's what we price it
Yeah,
for.
it's perfect.
Peerless. What? I didn't say anything.
Okay, I like their bourbon. Okay, we don't have a problem with them anymore at all, by the way. We
Did?
did off the rip. 120 for a 2-year ride
Nice,
is a little
Brandon.
heavy on the old wallet.
Yeah.
But it didn't help. We got a tainted ass bottle of Peerless.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Judge your
someday
heavy.
we're gonna meet them and we're gonna bring that and we're gonna ask them what the hell happened. Okay, Brandon said that my blend is his with slightly more.
Yeah,
A.
it's very close.
Sean knows this, and I think Brandon realistically knows it too. I can't possibly remember Brandon's blend.
But he also can't possibly do the math to make that work for
Also
him.
true.
Brandon.
Jalapeno
So what do you
bourbon.
think of this one?
Okay, so far on the nose, and I know that they haven't sat for very long at all. So far on the nose, Brandon's blend is absolutely murdering everything.
Yes.
Real? Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
What was Brandon's blend? I want to write that down.
So Brandon's blend was I switched it from his couple drops, Brandon,
One.
to 1 mil of A. I'm gonna look this up
You
so
do
I
1
don't tell you
mil?
the wrong thing.
So
1
you did
mil,
5%.
buddy. Nobody's talking percentages except you here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need you to switch to mils for us. It's like your pounds and euros and you're not even inches, dude.
But
You're kilometers.
It
and
has
shit
to
right
go
now.
to percentages.
I know, but I would assume Danny and Mike have done that before because they do this for like a living.
Fair.
So I assume we can use the mils on the graduated cylinder.
Go ahead.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
Brandon's first one was like,
Mike's like, we don't.
Yeah. You broke up there. I couldn't hear you.
I'm going through a tunnel.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fuzzy.
Brandon's in mils,
Yep.
just for confirmation's sake. 15 mil B.
Oh, so we went high
Sorry, I
weed.
fucked it up because I switched Brandon's. I moved Brandon. 14 mil B.
14 mil.
5 mil of C.
All right. That's
1 mil
awesome.
of A.
okay.
Brandon, you texting me drops of something has caused chaos. I want you to know that.
114.5. I love that.
Yeah, so that was the one. So that's what I changed. Brandon's was literally that, except I subtracted a mil from B and gave it to A, basically. So here's the best thing. If we ever pick this
yours
one,
has a lot more A. And
1 mil.
I mean, percentage wise, it'd be wildly different.
I put 2 mil in mine, 1 mil in Brandon.
That's not what you put 3 mils in yours.
Touche.
So it's 3 times the amount of A.
You're actually right.
I can't do this with you. So in percentages,
Sure.
he's got 5%. You have 30%.
Right, Brandon. Idiot. Very
So-
close, Brandon. Gosh, dude. Brandon's so dumb. Can we agree on that? Cheers,
Yeah.
buddy. All right. But like
15,
well,
that's fine.
Mike mentioned this earlier. He's like play with 8%.
Yeah.
Like let's fuck around with a little change.
Yeah, go up and down a little bit. Because what we've noticed is you change that a little bit, throttle that a little bit. I don't know. And the next day
Right.
we'll try it and be like, God, it's a little. I love this 114.5.
So you
Right.
took the
It's
10%
just a little
off of B
ethanol.
and moved on
So-
to A.
Sure.
Tweak
makes
it
sense.
just ever so slightly, and maybe you'll offset it a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna recap. Did you smell Brandon's again?
Yes. So
Oh,
you
man.
literally just took 10% off of B and put it onto A.
Okay.
So his was
Buddy, why are you
5,
so
70,
set
25.
on this percentage
Yours was
bullshit?
15, 60, 25.
Why are you so set?
Because that's how it has to be broken down.
Not
Because
right
you just
now.
can't tell
Not right
me-
now. You're in Endgame, Thanos. Relax, okay?
Yeah.
We're literally at the beginning of the Marvel series right now.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm trying to make the first Captain America where I go in the machine and become a superhero. Like,
Iron Man was first, so you're dumb.
damn it. Steve Samansky says Dan has a day job that doesn't involve math, right? Question mark?
Hell no.
Engineer, dude. Don't worry about it.
Just. I'm reading some of these comments. These are priceless. This Scott goes. This is what I hear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. percentage.
Okay.
That's priceless, man.
I'm gonna draw B on Brandon's blend.
Yeah, why don't you really just fuck this up?
I'm gonna draw BS. Brandon's for you.
Okay.
We know whose that is. Okay.
I like this one a lot.
Well, you write Brandon's for you next to.
Yeah, I got Brandon.
I have that one in my phone.
I've got Dan.
This one was 3, 12, 5. I didn't write that. Oh, I did. A. Cool. Okay. That one we're gonna set aside for tomorrow.
15, 60, 25.
Shut up. You're confusing people. You're doing it. I'm dumb, but you're confusing, right?
Nah.
So like, there's like, it's except like
It's only confusing if you don't know math.
For most of
You,
us,
and you
it's bad.
have to do one that you don't even taste. You just kind of go. You
Yeah.
got to measure
wait.
it so you know what it is.
That's fair.
I actually like that idea a lot.
What do you think
It's
of that?
like just go like totally
I don't
random.
know.
Sean's like 15th blend was absolutely not.
It's my
the
third.
best.
You don't like it?
It's not the best. I think that there's at least 2 better blends right now.
Okay.
So
Like
I
my
think
first
that,
one?
yes, Brandon's. So I think that it's worth
Brandon's a shit.
moving yours aside
Okay.
because
So that was just one I eliminated A.
is that only B and C?
That was 70, 30. I'm sorry. That's 14 mils of B, 6 mils of C.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So happy to watch you guys in the US where I can super chat rather than Canada. Thank you, Breadstick99. Appreciate it.
We've had Canadians.
You can do Australian dollars.
Yeah, we've had that. We've had some weird ones come through.
We've had some that I literally have never.
Eastern European monies that I had to Google and was like, I don't even know what form of denomination that is.
You don't know that
Denom-
word either. Come to
I
find out.
can't say
Oh my.
Nope.
gosh.
denomination.
We got there.
Wow.
We made it together. Okay.
I really want to throw an M in there. My brain was like, just rip it. It's fine.
I'm gonna blind. I'm not even gonna taste this. I'm gonna cap it after I blend it and set it aside.
But you don't even know what you're blending?
Not yet. I like Mike's idea where you just rip one out. You just rip one. Mike, give me another one, and I'm just gonna cap it. And I'll taste it tomorrow.
All
One that you guys
right,
have.
let's see.
Oh, I was just going to do this.
50, 10, 30.
Okay.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to throw a little bit more of that in there. And then, like, just a plunk of that.
50, 10, 30 is not 100.
I just made it up. I wanted to see it. Yeah. No.
Okay. I'm a little upset it took me that long to figure out.
By the way, I only had this one in front of me because that was the only one I had. So
hear me out.
that's
Smell that.
when you know, Dan, I'm not a math guy, but no, I would do 50, 10, 50, 10, 40.
How the fuck am I that bad at math now?
I am
really good. I
have ADD, so that's always been an issue I've dealt with my whole life.
Dude, I literally corrected your math by making it worse. I literally went I made it 80%. Like I didn't make it better.
When I talk to Danny, I'm like, and he's like, dude, your math doesn't make sense. I'm like, dude, I'm a big idea guy. I'm big ideas. Okay.
Just give me a spreadsheet, okay?
Yeah, like I don't deal with the like a big ideas. We're going big.
I know, dude.
This is a thought shower. I'm doing a
Sometimes I
thought
tell
shower.
Sean like these amazing ideas I have, and he's like, how are we gonna make it happen? I'm like, I don't know, man, but like, how are we gonna? We'll never make anything happen if we don't ever come up with the idea.
No.
You know what I mean?
So what happens is Dan starts at the beginning, and I start all the way at the end.
It doesn't. It's
and we have to
miserable.
meet somewhere in the middle, and then kind of crossfade it out, and then we're good.
I literally told Sean one time, I'm like, hey, we should start this type of business. Sean goes, how the hell are we gonna do this? I'm like, that's the last thing we'll ever have to deal with ever in that business. And he's like, yeah, but it's still a problem. I'm like, someday, yeah.
It's like, I don't know, Danny. I want to buy something online and I want to be able to order it from an app.
Right.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
And I want 2-day shipping too, actually.
Yeah.
And it's called just Prime. I don't know. Real quick.
It'll be catchy. It's fine.
Yeah. Just, God damn it.
I did a mic blend. I just kind of threw things together and it worked out. It's actually pretty good.
Dan, I'll give Danny. He's in the NICU right now, but he's much more methodical than I am. I tend to throw the curveball. I always like everything. I just sometimes think that the reason why I really liked yours was that I think all of yours when high wheat, and normally it's always high rye. So you really like Brandon's, like you in almost all yours, you drop that wheat or what you think would be the most popular. It just, I don't know. I tend to go the opposite of what you would think on these blends. And that usually tends to accentuate some of the flavors a little bit better.
Okay.
Generally.
So
what you got there?
50, 10, 40.
Okay.
This
is what Mike mentioned. I'm not going to even smell it.
Well, my first blend was like 50, 10, like 20. You're like, it took you a little while. You go
60, 20.
This isn't 100%.
How are you going to cap that? You put it in a rocks glass.
Well, for now, I can refigure it out later. But right now, it's written on with a rocks glass, so I know exactly what it is.
You.
Okay, so how many blends do we have for tomorrow right now? 6, 5?
I've got 2 in front of me.
Okay.
Because I just polished that one off.
Okay.
You said no.
Yeah,
so.
because I think you were doing a bad job, so that's fair.
I would have to mix some more of these because we don't have a lot of these 2 left.
You have to mix more.
We could send you more tomorrow too.
No,
I just
have
have
whiskey
more.
in the little
Yeah.
bottle. Sean just made like small samples.
Yeah. So like
gotcha.
20 mils, we had a couple tastes out of them. There's like nothing left of them.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. If you need more, we'll fire it off tomorrow too.
Yeah. No, we're good. We still had I gave one of those blending kits to Brandon so he could screw around with it, and then we had 3 here, so we definitely have enough whiskey.
Awesome.
I think
And
that.
thanks, Brandon, for doing that.
Good.
Okay, so Dustin Blue said, quick math lesson for Dan. And I already read this. I'd like everybody to know I preface this in my brain. This is not quick. This is dumb. This is way backwards, dude. 20 mil, since 20 mil is 1/5 of 100, then you just multiply your mil by 5 to figure out what the percentage of each sample makes up your blood. Hey, buddy, I'm halfway through your story and I'm lost, dude. Literally, I need a map to get to the end of your paragraph. Like
Map and an Adderall.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You can think of it this way.
I see where
It's
you're
just
going.
double. It's double.
Yeah, just
No,
double.
it's double.
Yeah.
Double's easier than him doing 1/5 and 100%. And
Yeah.
Dustin's doing a whole fucking workaround here.
It's half.
Okay.
So the percent would be half of whatever you put in there.
I just figured out how to cap this like a genius, by the way.
I mean, that works.
Actually, it does work. You just set another glass on top of that glass.
Ooh, well, it no longer
It
works.
didn't work. Okay. Come to find out. But
Terrible idea, Dan.
okay. So we have 5 going into tomorrow.
Okay. No, that one's gone.
And we have right now at the moment, we have 2 that I really like a lot at this exact moment in time. You like your number 2 the most?
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
These are going to mingle.
No, you can
They're
drink
gonna
out and
mingle.
mix more.
They're gonna have
Yeah, I'm
fun.
going to.
Okay. What did you say, Mike? Sorry.
No, I was saying they're gonna mingle overnight and totally
Right.
get.
There's something about that one.
I'd like to smell them.
Sean, which one were you really digging? What was that one?
My 10, 50, 40.
Oh yeah, that was your first one, right?
That was my first one.
It
That was the
was.
one that when
Yep.
we had talked about being able to do less than 20% was something that I had in my mind. And so I just ripped it right off the bat. I really, really like that one. I think it'll be weird or interesting to see what the nose on my second one does because it's a lot softer. It's got more of that corn in there than the wheat.
The
Mhm.
farther we get into this journey, the more I realize Sean really likes citrus in his whiskey.
Yeah.
And he's often wrong. Those are the 2 things I figured out.
Oh, you don't like 2 as much?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I like. So here's the thing: I like the nose on 2
I
a lot.
Yeah.
I think I don't like drinking 2 as much as I like smelling.
I think
2.
1 is more interesting.
But I think tomorrow, the thing is the 2 things that I let sit overnight change so drastically.
Okay.
That I'm actually really intrigued by how these will be the next time we drink them, because you guys blend, like I told Brandon, I'm like, they have eventually when they are vatted, it's sitting and mingling and chilling together. It's just crazy. Okay, Alec. Hey, can somebody kick Alec out of chat real quick for us, please?
He's on fire recently.
Jeez, Pete, my gosh.
I don't
man.
think you can do that. In
This guy
stream.
acts like they just dropped a new cigar that everybody loves. My gosh.
I haven't even smoked it yet.
I've been like in and out of like borderline having a cold. So
I've
I
been
literally-
kind of dying, so
shocking.
yeah.
Sean, okay, I won't give away all of it. I looked at Sean the other day though, and Sean goes, "So this is what's going on." Blah blah blah. I talked to these people, and this is what they told me. I looked at Sean and go, and we're about to shoot at least 2 videos, maybe 3, 4. I looked at Sean and go, "You supposed to drink right now?" And he goes, "It's fine." I go, "Is it?"
That's fine.
He goes, "They told me to drink in moderation." I'm like,
yeah.
"All right, man, as long as they're good with it."
Well, they were like, "Hey, you drink a lot?" I was like, kind of. Define a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, what's a lot? That's
Exactly.
like, well, how do you define a lot?
What's that? The
Yeah.
Ron Swanson.
It's the Parks and Rec.
How
the
much you
Ron
drink?
Swanson.
One alcoholic drink, 1 shelf.
One shell. What? A week? A week? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
Personally, I like drinking number 1 more. I like smelling number 2 more on yours.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, it's that corn whiskey. It's really good smelling.
I thought that had a good nose. And sometimes I'll when we do it, I'll tell Danny, I'd be like, I just want that nose,
right.
but with the body and
Right.
palate
Yeah.
and finish of that one. And he'll I'll be like, if you don't mind, like if that's cool. And the next day we'll try more. And I honestly, that's the beauty of blending. Like it's so interesting. You could just throttle that 1% here, 1% there, and you just lay out another 5, and
Sure.
it's kind of cool. That's why we're just so interested in it. We didn't know this coming into this business, but there's a lot of shit like that.
That weed.
Dude, well, I think what people don't realize, and the same for us, like it's like something you have to learn. Whiskeys that are separate, putting them together off the rip is not the same as those whiskeys a week later. It's just not.
No.
Yeah,
So-
totally different.
Try to do in like an infinity
Exactly.
bottle.
That's how we
like,
figured it out.
Yeah, I at one point in time I was like, I can blend anything out. And then Dan gave me like a 2-year whiskey that I put in there. I was like, this doesn't blend out, come to find out. It just chills in there. Spragoos.
We have an infinity barrel at our facility. So we have a lot of samples like this. Like if I don't finish this, I'm talking like every sample under the sun just goes in the infinity barrel. And I'm talking like everything under the sun. Be like, oh, this was shit. Dump it in there. I think it's about halfway full or something like that.
That's amazing.
It's actually pretty cool. And there's some like crazy stuff in there. It's basically, we don't know where else to throw it. So we throw it in a barrel. Some of it's really good.
Barrel?
Some of it's really bad.
It like a bourbon barrel?
Oh yeah. It's in a 53-gallon barrel, racked, top floor.
Let her eat. Yeah.
Like we don't know what
you're gonna crack that and just be like, oh my God.
Yeah. No. It's all whiskey. It's all bourbon, but everything that we need to this like flush out, we throw it in the infinity barrel.
Right.
The infinity barrel.
By the way, it's going to taste like absolute shit when we finally go to
It's going to be about the same stuff that you guys found in that bottling line, just chilling.
Going to get a little jalapeno on there.
Yeah. Dude, just rebarrel the jalapeno whiskey. Might as well.
I remember going there and be like, guys, I think the profile is a little off here. And they were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, it's fucking spicy, like hot. This is like a margarita, but not a cool margarita. It's bourbon. It's not supposed to like, if this was a margarita, I would love it. But it's not a fucking margarita. I'll never forget that. We were like, fuck. And I go, we can't ship this. This is like, and it was only 6 barrels, but that was like all that work going into it.
I hope you guys like tried at the same time and just like side-eyed each other like, what's happening?
No, I fucked it up even worse. This is part of quality. Like I didn't know quality assurance, and this is why we were selling it from our car in the beginning. I remember that I grabbed that first bottle off the line. I was like, we did it. Fuck yeah, let's go. And I just like, they did our thing. I went back to Jersey and I just went right into a meeting with a big distributor. And I was like, all right, guys, what do you think?
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Shit show. And so I pour it out and Danny was there. We all got there and I go, all right, guys, try this. This is the real stuff here, folks. Pour it out. And people, I just remember I'll never forget their faces. They go like this. They go, yeah, it's good. It's really good. You guys did a great job. And I go, what the? And I took a sip and I look at Danny. And I go, what the fuck is? And it was really like, and they were just like, guys, like, don't quit your day jobs. Like,
my
definitely don't quit your day job. And they go, and then we had it. And I was like, well, wait a second. This must be a mistake. And they're like, no, this is like the process. And I said, oh shit. And so they just were like, come back to us in like 9-10 months, whatever.
Okay.
Like, but the guy finished it. I think he even said it again. He goes, but like, definitely don't quit your day job.
I 100% want a sample of that so we can try it.
I know we do. Yeah. We've got plenty of it. I know that.
I like the idea of you looking over at Danny and be like, dude, what the fuck happened yesterday? Like in one day.
Yeah.
Like we had a thing and it was good and now it's not good.
Yeah. I was like, and now, but it's helped us. Like we are crazy about these lines. Like we do not get run before gin. Gin is very potent. Like for sourcing, like our own lines, like we can control it. But if you're contract bottling, like you gotta be honed in all over that shit. And I'm talking like we're there all the time. We know what's being run before. We know their cleaning process. We know like we've had, and I think it's part of it. We've had so many fuck ups along the way from batch 1, 2, 3 and it just takes those fuck ups to learn it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
No, so if you see a bottle of batch 1 and it tastes like Tabasco jalapeno, now you know.
Dude, I'm so intrigued.
You got
by
one
that.
of the collector's edition. Penelope is realistically what that is at this point.
I mean, I have some definitely in my closet. I remember we started to learn there's the Julian code in the bottle. I'd be like, oh, this was day 1. Yeah, jalapeno. And we taste it and be like, jalapeno. And it actually wasn't bad. It just was not the profile we were
not what you wanted.
Especially on day 1.
Yeah, what was it? Bourbon Pursuit or whatever. I think they had vatted some stuff.
Yeah.
And they got a sample like right off the vat, and they were like, "This is not what we blended."
So the guy from Bourbon Pursuit put out a blended product. It's called Pursuit United, and they did a whole podcast on it. You can go listen.
Yeah.
Everybody can go listen to it. But they did a behind the scenes on the Pursuit United process and how they came together with that blend and stuff, because it's a blended whiskey from 3 different places. And he said something where he was like, "Listen, I've been blending." One of them blended it. I don't know if it was Kenny, but one of them blended it. He's like, I blended this for a year before like it went out. So I knew the ins and outs of this whiskey. And when we tasted the sample of it, like it got dumped and we're going to bottle, he goes, I was like, we got to do some disaster. Like, this is controllable.
Yeah.
Like, we got to figure this. It's shit. This is not what I blended. And come to find out, they had dumped it all in a vat and just gave him some right out the vat.
Yeah.
And sent it to him. So it didn't have any time to mingle. It wasn't what he had that had been sitting around and mingling forever, right? And he's like, we got it like 2-3 weeks later, and it was exactly what I remember. And he's like, but right off the rip, I had no idea that it was going to be unblended, basically. You know what I mean? At that point, it's not all blended together. It's in a giant vat sitting, and they just dumped it. So I was like, how terrifying. Like for you guys, how terrifying that we just put all of our product on this line to be bottled. And then this is what we got off the line, and that's not what we put together before the line. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, yeah.
That's terrible. That's a horror story.
But even Kenny would know this too. I mean, this is why like every run is mission critical. You know,
Right.
That's why we go into every one like you just can't fuck it up now anymore.
Right.
There's too much at stake. Like you have to nail it.
Right.
And so now we put like, you know, we're sampling every barrel, like trying to like eliminate any possible reason for it to be a disaster.
That I
watch all of a sudden batch 8, you're gonna like have a shitload of juniper. It's like,
they gin barrel this one?
I thought we like scratched that whole gin thing.
A lot of floral notes.
Come to find out, we really liked it. A lot of botanicals in that one.
A lot of botanicals. Interesting. I see where you guys are going with this. Not sure where you're getting it from oak, but it's interesting.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, but it's part of the learning process, you know, I guess.
Of course.
I mean, yeah, we've just been sitting here and I can taste differences from, you know, fresh dump to been sitting here for an hour or so when I blended that one.
Okay. I blended more of Brandon Sprague's blend to dump in here.
Are you sure?
100%.
What are the numbers?
What?
What are the numbers?
What?
Yeah.
14.5-1. Well, 1.14.5.
Okay.
So
that's correct.
I blended the same blend, and then I just wanted to set more in this glass and set aside because that's one of my favorite ones right now.
Yeah.
So, but Alex said this is why I drink straight from the bottle. Skip the middleman. Okay.
Straight from the barrel?
Did you say barrel?
I'm pretty sure it says barrel.
Oh, I think there's an echo on my mic right now. Tommy says. So
what?
Ryan.
What are you doing?
Or Ryan guy, sorry.
Are the gates on?
My bad. Yeah, the gates are on. I don't know what it's from.
Here, let's do that then.
But what are you drinking, Mike? There you go.
Barrel Strike Batch 7.
Killing that new red label.
Yeah. Going it down.
So out of all the blends that you guys whipped up, what was your favorite then?
I mean, I like the black label Sean. You guys had talked about Danny and the middle one. Those first ones, and that there was a 21 rye. They were Kelvin Cooperage, like they were really special barrels. I really like those. But what's interesting, like batch 7, I'm like really big on.
Sure.
Okay.
And I don't think Dan, I don't think you guys were crazy about batch 6 either. Remember we talked about it?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys were like, oh, batch 6 was okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
And then you called me. You're like, oh, batch 7. All right, we can see some progress here.
Yeah.
Right now I'm big on batch 7.
Okay.
Outside of Penelope, I love Ezra Brooks. That 7-year I friggin' love.
Okay.
So the first time that I had whiskey from you, the first thing I drank was the batch 6 red label. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. And then I drank the toasted and I'm like, that's pretty good. And I drank the blend. I'm like, holy shit. And then you were like, hey, we just did a new run of the red label. blah blah blah. And I taste when that got here, I opened the new red label. I'm like, holy shit, man! Like the new red label, and I've been drinking this one tonight, the 6. The 7's good. Like I think the 7's better than the 6 personally, and I like the 6. So it's one of those things where it was like the 6, especially for the price, was good. The 7 for the price is great. So for me personally,
and that was part of the conversations I had with Danny. I said, I got a little like, I think first impressions mean everything on bottles. I don't like, and I'm just thinking about it from me personally. When I would open a bottle, I'm not going to like, yeah, maybe if I go back and try it 2 weeks later, I might be like, oh, this is like so much better. No, like I'm talking like I just spent $60 on something, which is a shitload of money. I want to make sure I fucking like this on the first pour.
right.
Yeah.
For me, that is like all I care about.
Right.
And that is our biggest thing. We want to make sure that first pour is like just special, especially at $60. You know what I mean? Like that, it's gotta be. And if it's not, then we're doing something wrong.
Sure. Somebody asked a question.
Yeah, I can take it.
But
Steve Szymanski said, "Are all the red label batches the same blends? Sort of the same like percentages?"
no, they're all different. I mean, it just depends on the barrel. So every batch is like it's the same mash bills, but the biggest difference is our barrels are getting older. So, like we had to like even adjust it because we were like printing in the age statement, and it was just it's just too hard to keep up with. And eventually, we're thinking it's going to be a 6-year product.
Okay.
So it'll be a 6-year barrel strength. We're not increasing the price, same price point. I think we want to try to like what Smooth Ambler is doing. They got a 5-6-year product, sub 60. Is that what it is? I mean,
yeah, about that.
I think that's a good, fair price, right? I mean, I don't know.
Right. Matt said from ADHD Whiskey, he said 60 is the new 30, and I think that's pretty true, man. If I'm being honest.
Oh, man, what's up, man?
MSRPs are climbing, secondaries climbing, everything's climbing right now. So it's just one of those things, It comes.
Dude, our cost of goods is like even our labels. Like finally, I remember having a conversation with our label provider. I'm like, we're gonna run off a lot of labels. Like we're gonna get sub $1 a label, and they're like, no, it's like whatever. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, fuck no, it's everything. I'm like, whoa,
but we're doing more.
No, it's the supply chain's a little clusterfuck. I think it's ebbs and flows. I think that'll change. I don't think it's permanent. Right. That's why we just want to just lock in our price. Whether our price was the same when it was 2-year to when it's 6-year. I don't get like let's be consistent. Yeah. We're trying not to change our price ever. And
that's making a better product along the way, which is awesome.
It's almost like a vintage, so to speak, I guess, but until we get there more or less. But yeah, next year, barrel strength's all 5-year juice. I'm sure there'll be a lot of 6-year barrels in there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so we'll see.
That's cool, buddy. I don't know. I think we've said it a bunch of times, and I think you guys are doing cool shit, and you guys are doing a great job. And I'm happy that we got to connect, and I'm happy that we got to come together and work on a project together. I'm looking forward to the projects we get to work on in the future together. And honestly, at some point, for real, like when your life, settles down, when our lives settle down, Danny, dude, there's 4 fucking crazy things going on right now.
Yeah.
When all that shit settles down, we'll have you and Danny come back on, and we can talk some shit and hang out and drink some whiskey and do this all again, man. But we appreciate it. I appreciate you guys working with us because it's fucking awesome for us.
Thank you, man. No, we appreciate it, guys. It's awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. And are you guys Michigan State or Michigan?
Oh, dude.
I married into a Michigan family, so go blue.
Dan.
Tom Brady came from Michigan, right? Tom Brady came from U of M. And I am not a bandwagon guy, okay? But I was a Patriots fan for quite a while. Because Tom Brady came from U of M, I can legally say that. Technically. Now
I want to go to the big house.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to go to a game at the big house. That's like on the bucket list, like high on the bucket list.
It was great during COVID because it was so like reduced seating in there. It was like, oh, you can breathe. All right, cool. And it's like you get in there and like I can't remember how many games in a row, there was like over 100,000 people packed into there. And like every time we went, it was like over 100,000 again for this many weeks. And it was like, Jesus, man, how?
That's crazy.
That's a shitload of people,
Because
man.
you are literally asshole to elbow with everyone next to you. Just touchdown.
That's crazy. That's so
Go
crazy.
team.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. But no,
It's
I
different
appreciate you
energy,
guys
though.
having me on, man. It's awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for everything.
Yeah, man.
Like I said,
Hey, thank you.
Can't thank you guys. You and your partner enough for working with us and mostly Dan.
Yeah.
It's been fun, man. It's a cool relationship to start, right? Like that's the cool thing is like when you meet people that you connect with or click with or whatever the word you want to use is, when you meet those people in this industry, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because then you're
Yeah,
like,
no doubt,
"Hey,
man.
we can
Absolutely.
like dude, John literally messaged me from Dancing Bird, messaged me the other night. He goes, talking to Mike. And I'm like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, man. And so it's like, it's just cool, man, that circle. And when that circle expands a little bit, it's cool. You know what I mean? So
That's our favorite thing about being in this business. Like, would have never, just meeting good people. And
right.
I'm sure we'll have a fucking Telegram thread going eventually and just giving each other shit and all that good stuff. So,
Right.
but
Do not put these in
I'm
timeout.
so close.
We're not putting Zachary Jones in timeout right now. It's the end. We're getting to the end of the stream. He said, I would rather drink Sean's Glen smashing pick than go to a University of Michigan game. And that's fair.
So close.
Because your pick is actually
Better
pretty
than
good.
yours. Yeah.
It's not better, but it's pretty good.
It's better.
Okay. But
Dan, you got a bad echo tonight. I keep hearing it.
I know, buddy. I actually think
I don't know what's going
I
on.
think it's through your speakers. I think they're hearing you through your speakers. They're hearing me through your speakers.
It's my fault.
Dan's loud.
folks.
But
But
listen, I turned my shit down way down. I turned all of our audio down, so nobody's hearing it through us anymore. I know that.
We hope.
But
It's warm in here. If everyone,
It's
we
the
didn't get a
end, man.
weather
it's
update.
the end. Everybody
It's
relax.
78.8 in the hut right now.
Oh, is it?
whew,
Dude, it is so much colder outside right now than it is in here.
fucking 80 degrees in there, dude.
Yeah.
That's where here. Hey, listen to me right now.
I
You know what?
would bet it's
You're
probably
gonna
about
put thumbs down in the
72
fucking
out.
chat. I will boot your ass, dude. That's what we're gonna do.
72 out right now. Yep.
This motherfucker, and I know he's always here, and so I know he's talking shit, and I love him. Fuck yourself, type shit. You know what I mean? Don't put him in timeout. All right, Sean did it. You can be Team Dan now because Sean put you in timeout. So,
He always was Team Dan. Like now? What do you mean?
all right, guys,
Zachary.
we're gonna shut it down. Mike, thank you again for coming on, and hanging out, buddy.
Awesome.
I appreciate you
thank you,
coming
guys.
and doing this whole process with us because it's fun. But
Awesome, guys. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
hey,
Talk to you
don't
soon,
worry,
buddy.
buddy. We'll do it again for sure. Especially when Danny can come back too, man. It'll be a blast. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk into my bedroom with my wife. I'm like, I'm here. She's gonna be like,
I've
what the
been-
fuck?
I've been drinking all
Like,
day.
I'll be
And
able to use
She's like, it's Tuesday.
mills and percentages interchangeable.
True.
And Danny will get it.
I learned so much math today. It's crazy.
I just like saying graduated cylinder. That's it. That's my shit.
Right.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Word.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right,
Bye.
buddy.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
man. Appreciate it.
Oh.
All right. I'm not smoking a cigar tonight because I'm dying on the inside of my body. So
Who isn't?
literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who isn't?
So all right. I think we're gonna shut it down. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
great.
good.
I'm
Okay.
fantastic. I'm gonna mix some of these before I leave.
I'm
But
not.
other than that,
I'm happy with the Tommy said, hey, no echo.
uh,
Yeah, it's just the speakers
I'll update you
It had
guys
to be the
like
speakers.
2 weeks, see what's going on.
with your life.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sean will have information by then.
yeah. See if I'm dead or not.
Oh, both said, oh, here we go. Thinking they can just cut out early because they had a guest. Nope, because we're both dying. So
Truth.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Listen, Mike and Danny, I met Danny I think twice, and Mike and Danny are both the coolest guys in the world. And Penelope is an awesome brand. They're so honest and straightforward, dude. It's no bullshit in the best way possible. So I love you guys.
Yeah, nothing random tonight.
Sean's gonna be probably most likely gone next Tuesday.
Yes,
So that means
more than likely. You gotta figure something out.
I almost made a promise. I don't know if I want to keep.
Hey, wait, just send stuff out and then do the game with like Sam and Bobby.
Without you.
Yeah.
Oh, how much fun will that be? All of it. So, anyways, so
That's easy though.
yeah, Mike, dude, Mike is the best. Deathless Dogs, 100%. Gabby said 100% gone. Well, I was referencing that more of like the physical situation than the fact that he might not actually
Oh yeah,
leave.
no, I'll be gone. It depends where I'm at.
Yeah.
I might still be in this
No,
state.
that's a good point.
Still gone.
Yeah. Sean will not be on the stream Tuesday. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
As long as my life doesn't hit a fucking shit fan on Thursday, I'll be on the stream Tuesday. So, you know,
Mine too.
yeah. Yeah. Me and you
Thursday's a
both.
fun day.
Yep. So, Gabby said dead. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Hey, we gotta find you a new wife, dude. We gotta find you a new wife.
She's gonna kill me.
She's taking the gold one.
She's gonna kill me.
She's doing the thing. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Pillow Sean's back. I don't know. We'll see what we're doing. Still at noon tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow at noon.
All right. Yeah.
The Starlight pick comes out tomorrow at noon. We didn't even mention that earlier. We guess we could have, but we didn't. But yeah, patrons know if you're over there. Our toasted head level 4 char barrel of Starlight gets released tomorrow at noon. Love
Cool
you
sticker
guys.
too.
You guys stream every Tuesday, John Findley? Yes, we do, buddy.
Most of them.
Almost every single one since we started. Almost. Like it's fucking close, actually.
I don't know. I mean, we've not missed one, really.
We've had to have missed.
No.
We did. The first year, one was on New Year's Eve and one was on Christmas Eve. So we didn't do those two. But they were
Okay.
holidays.
Yeah.
I think we've literally missed like I'm gonna give us a buffer. We missed 4 in 2 years
I was
now.
gonna say one of us have been missing, but we've streamed.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, so
Kevin,
yeah, most
yep,
Tuesdays.
pick at noon tomorrow, buddy. Way to pass blame, damn. Okay, Middendorf. Hey, go find the fucking ring, dude. Okay, put it in the lava. Listen. Thank you, Matthew Meyer Sr. for the. Oh, he got timed out. He super chatted. You timed that man out. He super chatted $2. Said pick at noon tomorrow.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
I
did.
did not time him out.
I promise.
Timed out Zachary Jones.
Oh, buddy, that you didn't time out Zachary. The comment you read was him, not Zachary Jones.
Well, you deserved it because I just assumed it was Zachary Jones.
Oh shit, that was amazing. All right, we love you guys. Great show. Thanks, Ken Mark. Appreciate it, buddy. Hey, Ken, the where's the rum is here. We just didn't drink it tonight. We'll drink it.
Yeah, I drank it. Actually, it'll come out on. Fuck.
No, it won't. No, it won't. But we will drink it on a stream when Sean comes back.
I drank it on a video
Sean's
that
on next
is
week.
missing right now.
We have a few bottles to open when Sean comes back. So we'll wait until Sean comes back.
Yeah.
You know what we got to do when you come back too?
Go ahead.
Spin that wheel. Oh my gosh. I forgot I was happy in my life.
I'm up 4 points on Fridays. So
Hey,
can't
so
wait.
just a quick update for those of you who stuck around. Sean bet me Grease would win by 6.5 points or more. What happened was, now there was a little controversy, I'll give you that. Kyle initially won before wager.
And
Okay.
they won by like 3
After
points.
wager, Grease won by 2 points.
What a
So
piece of shit.
Sean spins the wheel of punishment and then does it on the live stream. You know what? Spin it right now so I can set it up for the next live you're on.
Cool.
I'll get it for you. I got you. Sean's gonna spin it right now so that the next time Sean does the
No, I'm good. I'll see you guys next week.
Now shut it down.
Bye.
I got up to move the wheel.
We're off.
Done, done.
That's a ceiling.
Done, 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 done.
Okay, you gotta stop so I can spin it.
Oh, it's Grease.
Oh, block user.
It landed on winner.
No, that's supposed to be gone, and you know it.
It landed on winner picks.
That is supposed to be gone, and you know it.
I think I picked that you have to call me the savant for an entire live.
Nah.
Bottle chug of winner's choice. Well, when Sean's back from his vacation or whatever we're going to call it, in theory, it's a vacation. So when Sean's back from his vacation, I'm going to pick a bottle. He's going to chug it.
Okay. I will preface this. We were supposed to take that winner picks, and something else is supposed to be off this wheel right now.
Yeah, I know which one. The Blurred Old Fashioned.
Oh, fucking Christ. You should really experience that.
No, I'm sad. I smelled it.
That is some life-changing
I
shit.
smelled it. I smelled it.
I lived it.
So, not the following Tuesday, but the one after. Sean
Nah, I
will
can't
be
do it
back.
now. I'll die.
And Sean's going to drink I mean, listen, I promise we're gonna have some heinous shit. I swear to God. No, we're not chugging it now. Because I need a little time to prepare the bottle. Winner's choice. I'm
It
the winner.
has to be in this hut.
Bottle chug of winner's choice. I'm the winner.
You're
So,
not allowed
Gerald
to source it.
Burton, $20. Team Dan. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And Matthew Meyer Sr. paying you to stay too early. No. Thank you, though. Appreciate the super chat. Wait, what do you mean I'm not allowed to source it? Let's clarify. You're just making up rules as we go now, apparently.
It's got to be in this hut.
Time Grease out.
Yeah, I did. Time Grease out.
Grease.
You know why?
Hey,
Because he
Grease.
let me down.
Grease, I tried to call you that day. You fucking ignored it. Okay, that's a little rude,
I
too.
call him on stream.
You ignored it.
No,
No,
and then
you dropped an F-bomb.
oh, yeah.
You said, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was going to finger blast my butthole
I
or
know,
something
and then
like
he
that.
hung up on you for saying, fuck
you. Yeah.
You know
for
what, Grease?
losing.
You know what,
By,
Grease?
well, winning. He technically lost, but I lost my bet, is what I meant.
The bottle does not have to currently be in the hut.
Yes. Oh, God.
Well, chat. What's up, buddy?
Listen here, dude. Okay?
Listen.
There is zero chance you called me and I didn't pick up. Are you kidding
Bro,
me?
you want me to show the stream a fucking call log right now?
You should show them a call log, dude. I have a daggum journal dedicated to all the sweet pet names that I call you behind the scenes to my friends.
Okay,
Well,
that's actually fair. Hold on. Wait.
that's how many hotels we called, by the way.
Grease, 12:55 p.m., July 23rd, 2021. Let me find out that 0 minutes, 2 seconds. What's up, dude? Outgoing.
So you didn't even leave me a voicemail?
No, why
Okay,
would
that's
I?
fair. I didn't leave you a voicemail. That's actually fair. I
So-
didn't.
So that I could save your voice and freaking listen to it casually?
Okay,
that's all I want.
That's fair.
I got
didn't
Grease
leave you a
for
voicemail.
2 at 11:52.
I will agree. I didn't. But I did call you. I said I'm going to call you. It was a Friday. I said I'm going to call you tomorrow, and I called you tomorrow, and you didn't answer.
That's why I said
I don't think you did, but I think I know what that call's about, and I really want you to
no.
call me.
You do know what that call's about.
No.
I'm
Right.
I'm at work all day until Friday this week, so I'll call you again on Friday.
I can't wait.
Okay, buddy.
I'm putting it in my calendar right now, and I'm gonna have like several reminders. We talk about later in the day or what? I'm gonna need specifics.
Well, I don't know yet. But the thing is I called you and I'm like, you know what? He's probably like at work and busy, so I don't want to like
Look at this
blow
guy.
up your spot. You know what I
Look at
mean?
this guy.
I'm never busy.
You're not that
Daniel
guy.
Shook.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. You know, I didn't text you after I called you because I'm like, he'll call me back, and then you never did.
Right.
So here we are. You know.
Yeah. Hey, I want you to eat a lemon head, and spit the juice in Sean's eye. He's an idiot.
That's the most violent thing I've ever heard Grease say. And I
Hey,
love
way
it.
to lose. But win.
Hey, I will say I did text Grease and say keep it close. He hung up. I said keep it close, and he did. He did a great job. If I'm being honest, he did a fantastic job.
Like he lost. But...
All right, you guys ever plan on doing an Eagle Rare pick? You guys can email Ryan Alves, and I love you guys.
You
Thank
might as well,
guys for being here.
Just email Sazerac and let him know that we want to do a barrel pick.
Yeah, you guys keep telling tell them the Bourbon Junkies really want to do a pick, and you guys just let us know what they tell you. Because I'm gonna be honest, we push a lot of their stuff, even though we do say negative things. We don't say negative things; we say honest things.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Love you
blend
guys.
some more of this and then leave.
Love you guys. Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
being here.
We will. I'll see you probably next week, and then Sean will see you the following week. Well, he has a chug a bottle that I'm gonna source. If we're being honest,
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna promise.
Okay, bye.